assaulted further, he says, as he was driven to a baseball diamond. Players took his cell phone and left him half naked on that field. Search is underway this morning to find a man accused of kidnapping and then sexually assaulting a woman a week ago in Country Club Hills. Cook County sheriffs are investigating, say the victim was forced into a vehicle at gunpoint in Chicago and was assaulted near 171st and Cicero. 3 members of one family have been awarded nearly $5 million by a federal jury that concluded a Chicago police officer used excessive force when he shot them while investigating gunfire. The jury this week awarding Michael Williamson $2.1 million in damages, his younger brother $1.6 million, and sister $1 million. The last black-owned bank in Chicago is getting a boost from the city, where Treasurer Kurt Summers announcing the city has deposited $20 million into the Illinois Service Federal Savings and Loan Association. Southside Bank was founded in 1934. Schaumburg, the best place to live in the state of Illinois. Money Magazine yesterday releasing its best places to live. Schaumburg ranked 9th in the nation. Money gives Schaumburg credit for being home to more businesses than any city outside of Chicago. Also highly ranked on that list, Wheaton, Villa Park. Cubs begin a 2-game series with the Rays. White Sox open a 3-game series with the Astros. Welcome in the NHL. It is hockey season. Hawks drop the puck on preseason play tonight. Chicago opening its exhibition schedule against the Blue Jackets in Columbus. The news service of Napa Auto Parts. This month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores, when you purchase a set of Napa brakes and rotors, you get up to a $50 discount code toward your favorite fan gear from Fanatics.com. Quality parts, helpful people. That is Napa know-how. 5:07. We'll get a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
See filmmaker and the best-selling author of Hillary's America, Dinesh D'Souza, on Saturday, November 11th at Freedom Summit 2017 at the Westin Chicago Northwest in Itasca. He'll be appearing with Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. Also appearing, radio talk show host Larry Elder, Joe Walsh, Dan Proft, and Amy Jacobson. Tickets are on sale now at freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com. Sponsored in part by Joe Cotton Ford.
Roof is needy?
Call Grumweedy.
630-595-8020.
Roof is leaky? Call Grumweedy.
630-595-8020.
Shingles are curly?
Call Grumweedy.
630-595-8020.
Roof isn't right after it's stormy? Call Grumweedy.
630-595-8020.
Here comes winter. Well, soon. This is Mark Olson.
And Greg Olson of Crumweedy.
Since 1953, the roof guys for your home and business.
We fix roof problems.
Get it done before the winter comes.
Hate the high pressure?
Not from us.
We give you multiple options. Then you choose.
A roof that lasts at a fair price.
We fix roof problems.
When your roof is needy,
call Grumweedy. How about the number?
630-595-8020. 630-595-8020.
Call us. We make sure your warranty is in place. Crumweedy, 630...
Wait. Just remember, myroofisneedy.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Pals, owner of Homewood Bat Company, a top-quality baseball bat made right here in the Chicagoland area. Homewood Bat Company is all about using the best in materials and craftsmanship to create a truly remarkable baseball bat. I've been a client of Precision Payroll for a number of years, and when I started the Homewood Bat Company, I wanted them on my team. From working with me when I had 1,200 employees at another company, and now with less than 50, their service has been exceptional and their value is unrivaled. You want more runs in the game? Give Homewood Bat Company a look. You need a home run for your business? Precision Payroll should be the next call you make.
Thank you, Todd. It is so cool to see you make Americana. Precision Payroll would like to go to bat for you. Call me at 630-242-1507. That's 630-242-1507. Or on the web at precisionpayroll.com.
5:09. So get an update on the early morning commute In the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here is Jim Talamonte. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Mike. The wet roads have some issues. Speeds are reduced, and we have a closure on the inbound Ryan between the Skyway and 63rd. The locals are blocked due to a jackknife semi. Some traffic's diverted into the express lanes. Expect some delays there. Also, the on-ramp from 71st is blocked because of that. Kennedy outbound at Stop and Go Belmont to Kimball. There was an earlier incident involving a semi hauling bottled water splitting open, and their crews on the scene unloading that, so we have a brief delay there from Belmont to Kimball. Hanover Park crash, County Farm at Lake Street. Oak Lawn, there's one on 95th. The Tri-State in Harlem, lane blocked in each direction. Elsewhere it's quiet for now, but expect to need more time this morning to get where you're going. Traffic service of Geico Chicago. A Chicago Geico now has even more ways to save you money. Your local Geico agent is ready to deliver the personal service you need with the savings you love. Call 773-582-AUTO. That's 773-582-AUTO for your local Geico agent. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
A morning shower or thunderstorm in spots. Otherwise, clouds and sun today with a high 79. Mostly cloudy tonight with areas of fog after midnight, low 64. Tomorrow, clouds and sun, high 89 and a low 70. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560. The Answer.
Still some light rain. Some thunderstorms have crossed the northern part of the state this early morning. 67 at O'Hare, 65 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
Build business with Chamber 630, one of the largest business organizations in DuPage County. Marketing your business and connecting clients is their priority. Visit chamber630.com or call 630-968-4050 to join today.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Amy, please update us on your one-woman purge of Chicago's homeless. How's it going?
Well, it was going well. They decided after talking to some community organizers and pastors.
Oh, community organizers.
Yeah, well, we love community organizers.
Oh, sure.
No, we do. They decided to move. So some people actually took down their tents. And that woman that you keep seeing, she's got the two dogs.
This is in the Uptown neighborhood in Chicago.
The tent city. Yeah, they built tents underneath the Lawrence and Wilson viaducts. And they've been living there for 2 years. And
there,
it got a little
for the grace
stinky.
of God, go us,
Oh.
Miss Jacobson. Keep that in mind.
Okay, so the police moved in around 7 a.m., and I was fixing for a fight, like, come on, take their tents, let's go. Streets and Sand came in with a flatbed truck, and they did put some tents onto the flatbed, the people that refused to move. They got them out. They asked them to get out of the tent, and then they moved the tents onto the flatbed. The thing is, not one media station or newspaper took a picture of it. I mean, you see the flatbed, but you don't see video of them putting the tent onto the flatbed, which is very strange. Well, because it looks heartless. It's a bad visual. Whatever. I don't care. I get them out of there. They've been taking advantage of public space and harassing us taxpayers who just want to walk through.
Producer Justin is piling on now.
Who just want to walk through the viaduct to get to the soccer fields. So then, 20 of them moved. They found homes for them. They found Section 8 housing. The woman, Carol Aldridge, we played her audio yesterday. She's in a scooter, in a motorized scooter, and she has two dogs. And her point of contention was, I don't want to move into a shelter because I have dogs. Well, Carol found a place to live for free. Isn't that nice, with plumbing and running water? But then 2 hours later, Dan, guess what happened? Just take a guess. They set up a new tent city. Now the new tent city is at Wilson and Marina Drive. So the ones that did pick up their tents to move, and I thought this is great, they moved 2 blocks down. So now they're out right in front of a Chicago Park District on another land adjacent to a soccer field. So I don't know how this is going to end, who's going to have the cojones to, physically remove them, possibly arrest them. I think that they should do that by today.
Arrest them.
Yeah, arrest them for trespassing.
Uh-huh. Oh, boy, hang 'em high, Jacobson. So the
But what the question is, what rights do homeless people have? I mean, really.
I don't. It sounds like from you, they don't have many.
Well, here's a lawyer who's representing some of the homeless pro bono.
They are intentionally placing the bike lanes on the sidewalk instead of it on the street, even though that's actually less safe for cyclists, motorists, and pedestrians, because they want, it's a pretext. They want an excuse to be able to prevent homeless people from sleeping under the viaducts.
Yeah, no duh. That's the whole point.
No duh.
I mean, well,
how old are you? What decade is this? What century is this?
Well, the lawyer.
Did you say no duh?
That's what they're doing. They're making a bike lane and putting up bright lights so that they don't call that place home anymore. See what I'm saying? But here's the deal. They're mouthy. They're entitled. They think that, oh, help.
Give us housing or leave us alone.
Give me housing or leave us alone. They're offering you housing.
I don't. What did the homeless do to you exactly? Because the combination of viciousness and glee with which you bring to this story for the last 2 days is striking.
You know what
and
they
a little
did?
off-putting.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of homeless are not violent people. A lot of them are not.
Yes, I know.
But a lot of them suffer from mental illness.
Uh-huh.
So if you're wearing shorts and walking through the viaduct like a lot of the soccer moms do to go see their kiddies playing soccer, they make comments. It's scary. It's just not a safe place. And it's a health issue, too, because I saw one guy relieving himself. Andrew or Peyton yesterday reminded me, he's like, oh, remember the one time the lady took a deuce on the side? I'm like, oh,
boy. Relieving themselves was sufficient.
Okay, well, it was worse than number one. It was number two, and
I know
that
the
was a few
difference.
years ago.
I don't think anybody's hazy on the difference. Thank you.
So, I recently again got back from Haiti and realized we don't need tent cities
Were you
here.
clearing out the homeless in Haiti too?
No, the tents in Haiti have been. The government said, okay, enough's enough. We've provided efficient housing, so now you can move into your huts.
Yeah. Okay, Generalissimo.
So the deputy commissioner of DFSS, they're trying to, relocate the homeless. They're still working on it.
Our count has been between 15 to 20 clients that have been here. So far, only 3 have accepted shelter. If others are willing to go to shelter, we've made arrangements at 3 different locations throughout the city.
I mean, they're trying their best to convince these people to move, but they like the freedom of just taking up public parkways and spaces. They like that. And again, there's a sense of entitlement.
We're not the only ones that are homeless. Every time you turn around, there's a new person coming to the group or needing to have a tent.
Let me ask you a question. Would you feel differently about the homeless if they were here illegally? Would you feel different about the homeless if they were dreamers?
No.
So it really is a homeless thing for you. Come one, come all. They're all going to the Camp Jacobson.
Well, there's one guy
And
who I
it's
see.
not going to be fun.
No, there's one guy I see every morning. His name's Mark. He's underneath the Ravenswood Metro station on Grace. I pass him every morning. And I always honk the horn like, time to get up. I'm his alarm clock. I know you think this is crazy, but this is my life.
Yeah.
And I told
Somebody
him.
has to live it.
Well, here's the thing. And I told him today, I said, I'm fine with you staying here, but then it's going to be 2. Next, it's going to be 3. Next, you're going to have tents. And he said, I'm telling you, that's not going to happen because I don't let anybody sleep under here, Miss Amy, except me.
I'm still trying to get to some kind of point to all of this, but
because you know what? When I go camping, I have to pay for a campsite. I pay taxes. I pay up the wazoo in taxes. These people aren't paying taxes. They're an eyesore for people coming from the suburbs who have soccer games on the lakefront. And when Mayor Daley was in charge, you know what Mayor Daley did? This is what I heard he did
Death
for
squads,
some people.
I think.
No, he sent in fire engines that they took the big water hose. Time to clean the viaduct. And they were really just spraying them out of there.
And you approve of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because,
I do.
Because you're not particularly concerned with human dignity.
I am very philanthropic, and I'm a very loving person, and I have a bleeding heart.
Turn the hoses on them.
But there's places for the homeless. They're called homeless shelters. They're not shelters. They're homeless shelters.
Yeah.
You go there at night. You get a meal. You wake up in the morning. You get a meal. And then you go out because then they clean the shelter and you go out and you find some work or do something, panhandle, whatever you do. And then you come back at night. But this setting up wherever I feel like it because it's my freedom. This is my right as an American citizen. No, it's not. There's rules in place for a reason because without rules, there's chaos. And we're going to have tent cities. I don't want tent cities. I don't want this to turn into a third world country.
A little late for that. All right, Robert in Oak Brook, what do you think of the tiny Dancervilles in Chicago?
For some reason, Tiny Dancer goes over to protect and help out those that are in our country illegally and have broken the law. But the people who, like Amy says, these people who are American citizens, we just throw them to the curb. Really? Really, Amy? Yeah. Hello? I tell you what, if you're so concerned, why don't you bring them to your house? Because I'm sure you have a nice house. Let them stand in your front lawn.
Oh, no. I don't want them in my front lawn. I don't want them in my backyard. I'm saying there's homeless shelters there for them, and the people from the city have gone.
Have you ever been to a homeless shelter?
Yeah.
Amy?
You know what, Robert? I volunteered for 2 years at a homeless shelter.
She would experiment.
So don't tell me.
She would experiment on
No, I
those
went to
that were
Catholic
there.
Charities. I did Tuesday night supper. I got there at 3 p.m. You can even call them and ask them. No, we did Tuesday supper, and I did that.
Well,
And then there's other Mission Gardens. I've been to all of them. So don't tell me that I'm a heartless person. I'm not. I just think that they have to follow the same
I'm not saying
rules.
you're a heartless person. I'm just saying our mayor is heartless. He would rather protect those who are here illegally than for those that have been here legally. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks for the call, Robert. Appreciate that. Now, just a point of order. If you're going to the homeless shelter for dinner, that doesn't qualify as working at the homeless shelter. I just want to. I just want to.
But I've been and I've helped out at
wanna
other
make sure.
homeless shelters, Mission Gardens, all that.
Not as a recipient, but as a
No,
volunteer.
as a volunteer.
All
I'm
right.
sorry,
I just
as a
want.
volunteer.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that.
Did you read Mark Brown's article, by the way? Oh,
I-
take another call. I mean,
I mean, I
Mark,
don't-
seriously, Mark Brown should really.
I skimmed it, which is what you do with a Mark Brown column.
I mean, then at the end, such hyperbole. I watched her motorized scooter walk away as her friends trailing along with the dogs. One saved.
You don't have to know how to write for the FLCIO Times, by the way. Mark on the South Side, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Amy, I don't totally disagree with you, but I have a question for you. What's worse, a tent city or a sanctuary city?
Well, we got both. Thanks for the call, Mark.
Well, at least some of the people that are here illegally are in homes. They're not relieving themselves on the sidewalk. They're not threatening people who are walking by them on property that's public property that our tax dollars helped fund to make that cement sidewalk we're walking on. I mean, these guys were, and women, they were not friendly people. I'm sorry. They would growl. One time somebody
Sure.
growled at me.
Yeah.
Bunky was scared. He didn't want to go through
Oh,
there.
my goodness. Well, if Bunky is scared, then all bets are off. Then
You can scare me, but don't you scare my dog.
Let's roll in the chicken wire. Well, I tell you.
Do you wanna come with me?
message. You know, somebody's not nice to Amy. She's over the top, not nice to you back.
Well, do you want to go to this tent city with me after the show? It's at Marina and Wilson Avenue.
No, to do what? To roust some homeless people? Is that what you do it for fun in your spare time? Hey, get out of here.
What are you doing?
You're a disgrace. What do you do? The Louis Gutierrez on them? What do you mean go to the tent city?
Well, just so you
to
could
do
see
what?
it and you could just smell it and
I
visualize and live
understand-
it.
I understand the concept.
Okay.
This is not lost on me. I have seen homeless people. I mentioned Lower Wacker.
Yeah.
And so there is a homeless problem. There's no question about it. I just, as usual, I'm just more empathetic to my fellow man than you are.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up next, very heavy hearts here this morning at AM 560. The Answer. Sergeant Mark Evans, Pizzas for Patriots founder, has died at the age of 58, and we'll be remembering him coming up. But first, here's your forecast. A morning thunderstorm in the area, otherwise warm today, a high of 79 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Amy and Dan on the inbound Ryan. Traffic is heavy. 95th to the Skyway, where the local lanes have just reopened after a crash there. The on-ramp from 71st remains blocked because of this. You're looking at a travel time from 95th to downtown of about 24 minutes. Outbound, it's fine at 15. I-57, Bishop Ford, both with 5-minute delays approaching the merge. There's the Kennedy, outbound, stop and go, California to Kimball. Earlier problem involving a tractor trailer, which just split open, has 2 right lanes blocked, 25 minutes from downtown to O'Hare. Traffic is building on the other expressways and tollways. Speeds are reduced due to the wet road surfaces. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Whether you like it or not, winter is right around the corner. As the leaves start to turn, you may be wondering if the vehicle you depend on every day to take the kids to school, run errands, and get to work is prepared to handle another Chicagoland winter. Don't worry, Joe Cotton Ford has you covered during their Ford SUV sales event. Now through September 30th, you'll save thousands when you select from hundreds of in-stock new Ford SUVs and crossovers. As one of the highest repeat customer dealerships in Chicagoland, the team at Joe Cotton Ford has been working with generations of Ford buyers and their families. They'll offer you a different car buying experience. In fact, your satisfaction is their top priority. And remember, Joe Cotton Ford is open in both sales and service. They service all vehicles, even on Saturday. It's easy. Schedule your service appointment now at joecottonford.com. Get to Joe Cotton Ford today and drive home your new Ford car, truck, or SUV. Gary and North Avenue and Carroll Stream, or at joecottonford.com. That's joecottonford.com.
Have you ever considered opening your own business? Have you ever wondered whether you had what it takes to be an entrepreneur? If you have the ambition and a sense of humor, you should pick up a copy of Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir. Unlike many of the how-to books about opening a new business, Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir is about what it feels like to be in business. It's about what aspiring entrepreneurs can expect to face in their new business and the issues that they need to consider. Written by attorney Scott Annis, with more than 25 years of experience in assisting small businesses, Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir offers some old-fashioned homespun advice, often told with clever and amusing anecdotes. It might make you laugh, it could make you cry, and it'll definitely make you think. If starting a new business has been on your mind, pick up a copy of Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir. That's spelled B-U-S-I-N-E-S-S-A-I-R-E. It's available on Amazon or at thatbizlawyer.com. Pick up a copy of attorney Scott Annis's book, Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir, today.
Daily stress is a big deal. Fact is, the terrible impact of stress is very deadly and shortens our lives. Stressed individuals attract diseases, just like blood in the water attracts sharks. Hi, this is Dr. David Kolbaba. I'm the show host of Health Quest Radio, the longest-running health news and science show in Chicago. And for over 33 years, we share practical concepts from a natural healthcare perspective to minimize the need for all those dangerous drugs and risky surgeries. Today, it's our dirt-cheap adrenal stress index test. No blood, just spit. You know, most people flunk on their first go-around signaling adrenal gland distress. And then following our stress-busting strategies, most individuals pass their second test with flying colors. So if you can spare a little spit, call and purchase your first dirt-cheap adrenal stress index test, and we'll hold that same special low price for your follow-up test. Call 800-794-1855. You can't get any cheaper than dirt cheap. 800-794-1855. And be sure to tune in to Health Quest Radio this Saturday morning at 11.
AM 560, The Answer.
So, Amy, you mentioned this when I walked in. I had no idea. Give us an update on what happened to Sergeant Pizza, as he was known, Mark Evans, friend of the show.
Oh, yeah. He's been, we've been friends with him for 7 years. He even went on one of our trips with us, our listener trips, and just a heart of gold. I was just shocked. I spoke with his wife, Gail, last night, and he died on Friday from natural causes. He had high blood pressure and a heart condition, and everyone has really heavy hearts, especially around here, because he's done so much delivering. He started Pizza for Patriots back in 2008,
right,
and has delivered close to 200,000 pizzas to our military who are serving it, and in unique ways. You know, he would come on the show and talk about how they'd be airdropped on battlefields for, you know, the men and women serving overseas. And he just always felt that he had a patriotic duty to serve our country. And, you know, he was himself a United States Air Force National Guard for 26 years. He served, but he wanted to keep on giving.
Yeah, we'd have him in on the show, and I did too. At the previous station I worked at, we would have him in around the holidays when he was doing special deals to get pizzas to patriots.
Yeah.
That's the name, pizzas to soldiers deployed overseas. And it was a cool thing. It's kind of another niche and in the constellation of charities that serve military families, both deployed as well as the families that are back here, as well as when they return. And Mark did all of that, and so obviously it's very sad his untimely passing. He was only 58 years old.
Yeah, the mayor of Elk Grove, Craig Johnson, they went to high school together, and he said that they used to call him Loose Cannon affectionately because he was always
high-strung.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you think? Yeah, but you know what? But he had everyone's best interest always at heart. And again, a heart of gold. If you needed something, he would get it done. I mean, the mayor of Elk Grove had talked to him the day that he died about doing some landscaping work around a District 59 school administration building.
And the last time he was on the show, too, we would always get these updates because his daughter, following in his footsteps, graduating as a pilot from the Air Force Academy and was flying air refueling tankers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, great family. Very, very sorry to hear of Sergeant Pizza's passing, Mark Evans.
Yeah, though I talked to his wife though, and again, Pizzas for Patriots is going to live on.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
their big, big deals coming up the Super Bowl in January. So if you want to make a donation, go to pizzas4patriots.com. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer,
Manafort appears to be headed for an indictment at 5:38.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
65 degrees, some light rain showers. Hurricane Maria strafing the small island of Dominica with catastrophic winds overnight, charging into the eastern Caribbean on a course that threatens islands already devastated by Irma. Forecasters are warning of a possible direct hit on Puerto Rico.
We think the conditions are going to worsen significantly by tonight in the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and into Wednesday.
National Hurricane Senior Specialist Richard Pash. As Florida recovers from Irma, it looks like Maria will avoid the Sunshine State. President Trump speaking before the UN General Assembly today for the first time. The president expected to address the rapidly escalating Korean nuclear crisis. Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort being told there could be an indictment against him in the connection to the Russia investigation. The New York Times reporting special counsel Robert Mueller's team told Manafort charges are coming. The Navy firing 2 more top officers after 2 fatal ship crashes this year. The commander of Task Force 70, Rear Admiral Charles William, and the commander of Destroyer Squadron 15, Captain Jeffrey Bennett, were relieved of duty. Protests in St. Louis have not ended, but there was no violence following the latest demonstrations. People filled the streets of downtown yesterday evening to protest the not guilty verdict in the murder trial of a white former police officer who killed a black man. Police in Atlanta at Georgia Tech say they've made several arrests after a vigil for a student killed by police turned violent. Several dozen marched to the campus police station after the vigil and setting a police SUV on fire. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says while she understands the frustrations of those who disrupted her news conference, the disruption was something that she felt threatened her. The San Francisco Democrat left after protesters continued to shout her down.
Do you want to hear an answer or do you just want to shout? Let me say this, because you've had your say, and it's beautiful to our ears to hear your protection, your self-dignity. But I'm not.
Pelosi called that news conference to push legislation to protect young illegal immigrants from being deported. Governor Onner Mayor Emanuel sending a team to Seattle today as they attempt to lure Amazon to the state of Illinois. The FBI will not be investigating the death of a Chicago woman whose body was found earlier this month in a hotel freezer in Rosemont. State police are searching for a truck driver who struck and killed an Illinois tollway worker along the tri-state near Alsip. Chicago sports, Cubs begin a set with the Rays this evening, while the White Sox open up a 3-game series with the Astros, and the Blackhawks drop the puck on NHL preseason play tonight. The news, a service of Sheboygan, Wisconsin Tourism. In Sheboygan, Wisconsin, there really is no traffic, and the weather is always perfect for something. Biking, surfing, art, museums, culinary experiences, lots of fun. All just a couple of hours drive away. Get out of town and information at Sheboygan.com. 5:34, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher gets a bad feeling about the North Korea situation.
My instincts generally serve me pretty well.
I'm going to just tell you flat out.
I have a very bad feeling about what Kim Jong-un is up to. And it's on him. But I have a bad feeling about this little chubby, weird dictator of North Korea.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Home isn't just a place, it's the feeling of knowing you're safe. ADT lets you take that feeling with you. Learn more at ADT.com.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. We all know increasing revenue's tough, but did you know that 100% of main sources of income fail? The odds are 100% that your current main source of income will someday no longer exist. 439 of 1955's original Fortune 500 are no longer around, yet their industries and even their product lines still thrive. What happened to these companies? Simple. They didn't believe that 100% of main sources of income fail. They never added a second revenue model. For years, my friends at Income Store have helped both households and businesses build second, third, and even fourth revenue streams. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Go to IncomeStore.com today. That's IncomeStore.com.
5:36. Let's get an update on your morning commute in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. On the inbound Ryan Expressway, the local lanes have reopened after a jackknife semi. Still have delays, pretty heavy from 95th to the Skyway. And there was still a right lane closure. It looks like that's wrapping up as well. And the on-ramp from 71st is still blocked because of this jackknife semi. We're looking at travel time of about 25 minutes from 95th to downtown. I-57, 21 minutes from I-80 to Bryan. Fisherport at 25 minutes. Edens is clear. The Kennedy outbound has delays. Fullerton to Kimball. Earlier rollover truck involving a split trailer has two right lanes blocked. The entrance from Kimball blocked as well. 30 minutes downtown to O'Hare. Inbound still fine at 20. The Eisenhower is okay. At Stevenson, 2 minutes worth of delays starting around Central. No significant delays to report yet on the tollways. Traffic is the service of Geico Chicago. Chicago Geico now has even more ways to save you money. Local Geico agent is ready to deliver the personal service you need with the savings you love. Call 773-582-AUTO. That's 773-582-AUTO or your local Geico agent. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Morning rain and thunderstorms crossing the area. Otherwise, will warm up in the afternoon to a high near 79. Mostly cloudy and warm, 64 overnight. Temperature near the record of 91. Tomorrow night of 70 degrees. Currently 67. Your next news is at 6. Breaking news as it happens. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Are you sure your business is being seen online? Visit BeingSeen360.com to discover how being seen online can improve traffic, leads, and sales. BeingSeen360.com.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, so Paul Manafort, former Trump campaign chairman, is he going to the gulag? Apparently, New York Times reporting that per two people close to the investigation, Special Counsel Robert Mueller has told Manafort or his attorneys that they plan to indict him. Now, the important thing here is this is something we've talked about. This has been telegraphed for a while. This has nothing to do, at least at first blush, with the 2016 election. It has doesn't appear to have anything to do with his relationship with Donald Trump. The investigation seems to be centered around Manafort's business practices and possible violations of tax laws, money laundering prohibitions, and requirements to disclose foreign lobbying, noting that he came onto the FBI's radar back in 2014. So he is this, it doesn't look good for the president because he was a close campaign associate, campaign chairman, and they had conversations apparently.
Right on the phone. I mean, CBS News was reporting that they tapped his phone 6 months before the election and then after the election. So there's conversations between him and Donald Trump, then candidate and then president, that have been recorded.
Yeah, well, we don't know that actually.
Oh, I'm just telling you that's what CBS was reporting this morning.
Yeah, well, what we know from those, so if we could move now to, I guess, that, what we don't know if Trump is on any of the surveillance. So because he was on the radar of the FBI, Manafort, he was under surveillance per a secret order, per an order from the FISA court, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act court. The surveillance was discontinued at some point last year for lack of evidence, according to one of the sources that's providing the basis of this story.
Well, that's good to know.
Then the FBI restarted the surveillance after obtaining a new FISA warrant and extended that at least into early this year. The second warrant, part of the FBI's efforts to investigate ties between Trump campaign associates and suspected Russian operatives. Unclear exactly when the new warrant started, and it went on until lawyers for both Trump and Manafort insisted they stop. So that does take you to some extent into Trump's term as president, but kind of exactly where and exactly what they have, of course, we don't know. And it also, of course, raises the specter of these kind of rubber-stamped FISA court warrants to surveil individuals and pick up any ancillary information that you may obtain from individuals that are not the target of the surveillance, and the authorization for these warrants. I mean, this is not exactly Michael Flynn, and what we still don't know. It'd be interesting to get more information about the one crime that we do know was committed, that is not in dispute, the illegal surveillance of General Flynn. But it is interesting that you have foreign surveillance of Manafort, and that may loop in Trump. But again, it extends back to 2014, and that had nothing to do with the Trump presidential campaign. That had everything to do with Paul Manafort's foreign lobbying for Eastern Bloc countries. Okay. So there is, a question of how much damage this could do to Trump, and I don't think we really have the answer because we have just a small portion of the information. And, of course, this is all reported with sources close to the investigation, anonymous sourcing.
It doesn't always give you great pause, though, when you hear about wiretapping and president, that was his, one of his campaign advisor, and that that there is probably some phone calls that were recorded between them. I just don't want them to trump up charges. I don't want this to become a witch hunt.
The FBI wasn't listening in June of 2016, according to sources, when Trump Jr. led a meeting that included Manafort and Jared Kushner with the Russian lawyer and that whole Donald Trump Jr. flap. So, again, sources say they don't have that. They weren't surveilling him then.
Okay.
So at some point it restarted last year. At some point it ended this year. That's according to this news report. And we don't know with precision when it began and when it ended. We just know, again, if you believe the report, that the warrants were issued, the surveillance was done, it goes back to 2014, it stops, it restarts because Manafort is brought into the Trump campaign, and Manafort expected to be indicted on charges related to his business practices, but nothing specific has been even intimated about his role in the campaign or the campaign more generally. So that's a lot of parsing and it's a lot of explaining, which just goes to the larger point that, your former campaign chairman gets indicted. That doesn't look good for you. It doesn't mean that Trump did anything wrong or he was involved in any alleged illegal activity, by Manafort, but obviously the optics are bad.
I remember the feds raided his home 2 months ago in the middle of the night. Well, not in the middle of the night, early in the morning.
That's how the New York Times, the New York Times story starts. Paul Manafort was in his bed early one morning in July when federal agents bearing a search warrant picked the lock on his front door and raided his Virginia home.
Oh.
They took binders stuffed with documents, maybe those binders full of women that Romney had.
I know. I was just gonna say.
And copied his computer files looking for evidence that Manafort set up secret offshore bank accounts. They even photographed the expensive suits in his closet. Maybe civil
That's
asset
his
forfeiture.
business, man. What he wears is his business.
And by the way, that raid was unusual because you remember that he was scheduled to talk to the Senate Judiciary Committee on the day that the FBI executed that warrant and raided his home, which is highly unusual. Unless it's.
Were they sending a message, Dan?
I don't know. It's
trying to scare him, intimidation tactic.
I think maybe it's less about that, and maybe it's a belief that he was going to destroy evidence. I don't know exactly, but it was an unusual move. There's a lot of things that are unusual about this case because you're dealing with unusual people. This, as the Daily Caller's headline says, Mo Mana, Mo Problems.
What is it? What is it?
Mo Manafort, Mo Mana, Mo Problems. Mo Mana, Mo Problems.
I know words are difficult sometimes. But
Mo money, mo problems.
Mo money, mo problem.
Yeah, mo mana, mo problems.
Mo mana, my banana.
What?
I want to see the headline. So how do you think it's going to end, Dan?
Badly for Manafort.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Forecast for today morning, rain right now. If you're out on the roadways, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, warm and clouds by this afternoon. And some sun, a high near 80 degrees. Tonight, a low of 64. And for tomorrow, it's going to get hot around here for the next couple of days. We're going to have temperatures near 90 degrees tomorrow, as well as Thursday, Friday. We could hit 92. And over the weekend, it'll be 91, 92 degrees. Wow. Summer clearly not over yet. Let's get into the roadways. Slick roads, I'm sure, because of the rain. Here's Jim Telemonte with the latest.
Thanks, Amy and Dan. We've had some crashes. One on the outbound Kennedy happened some time ago. Semi-trailer split open. It was hauling some bottled water, so it's even wetter there. It's heavy on the outbound Kennedy from Fullerton to Kimball. The entrance from Kimball is blocked, along with the two right lanes at Kimball due to this situation. About 31 minutes downtown to O'Hare. Inbound still okay at 20, and speeds are reduced with condition. Eden's okay. The Eisenhower inbound a little sluggish around 25th Avenue. Mount Stevenson, 37 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Orion from 95th to downtown at 25 minutes. An earlier crash between the Skyway and 63rd, that has cleared. I-57, 21 minutes. I-80 to the merge, Bishop 425. North on Tri-State, heavy approaching the Eisenhower. Eastbound Reagan Tollway, heavy as well approaching the Ike. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Birthdays, wedding, graduations, it never ends. So don't stress about giving the perfect gift and never go to a party empty-handed when ChicagoRadioDeals.com is just a click away. You can purchase and print a gift certificate the same day. Give a $100 gift certificate to Zembar Jewelers in New Lenox. Here's the deal. You only pay $50 to buy that $100 gift certificate. Now, most deals on ChicagoRadioDeals.com are half the retail price. So give the gift of dance with private and group lessons from Fred Astaire Dance Studio in Burr Ridge, or the gift of music in the form of a drum kit, guitar, or digital piano from the Midlothian Music. Visit ChicagoRadioDeals.com today for instant gifts you need to give this weekend. Dinners, tickets to live music, comedy, Lake Michigan cruises, bed and breakfast, overnight stays in Milwaukee and Door County, spa treatments, and more. Find them all at ChicagoRadioDeals.com.
As the head of procurement for my company, I was sweating a big deadline and got tired of calling my printer for updates, only to hear excuses. So I heard about McGrath Printing Custom Apparel and gave them a call. I got A+ service, and they beat the deadline. McGrath Printing really saved my...
I'm a supply chain manager for a Fortune 500 company, and we had $50,000 of product waiting for instruction manuals because our printer couldn't deliver on time. One call to McGrath Printing Custom Apparel, and they saved my...
At McGrath Printing Custom Apparel, they've been saving companies for over 35 years. Give them a call at 815-356-5246. That's 815-356-5246. And mention code AM560 and get 20% off your first order. So remember,
go to where the pros go. McGrathPrint.com. McGrathPrint.com.
Gentlemen, when it comes to your health, do you know your numbers? You may know your blood pressure and cholesterol, but do you know your testosterone and prostate numbers? I know mine. Low T Center made it easy. You walk in, take a simple blood test, and with the convenience of their on-site lab, I was able to get my results in minutes. And in honor of Prostate Health Month, Low T Center is offering a $50 testosterone and prostate level test in September. So, gentlemen, if you don't know your numbers, haven't met your deductible, or don't have insurance, you should take advantage of this limited time offer. I know at Low T Center they'll take great care of you. Plus, it's quick, easy, and you'll get your results in about 20 minutes. So do yourself a favor and call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Prof sent you. That's me. 312-239-3427. Call now, or go to lowtcenter.com for more info.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
Hi, Bill O'Reilly here. We Americans enjoy unprecedented freedom, but do you know how brutal the struggle was to achieve that freedom? Bet you don't. My new book, Killing England, describes in vivid detail the Revolutionary War against Great Britain, and what we put forth in the book might horrify you. George Washington, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson are all portrayed as real men, not myths. Killing England is a read you'll never forget.
Killing England, on sale now.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, we were talking about the anticipated indictment of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort. Take a couple calls on this. Chuck in Delavan, Wisconsin.
Hey, how about some vim and vigor against Debbie Wasserman Schultz? She turned around and that guy, that East Indian Pakistani computer programmer,
right?
He's got fiat $350,000 there. He's getting ready to flee the country, and nothing's going on with that. What would they do if I had $350,000? I was fleeing the country. What do you think they'd do with Chuck from Delavan?
Well, they'd indict you, but they did indict her IT guy. But the question is, what does her IT guy know? And
what did he try to escape with?
Well, and why was DWS Todd Christensen? Why was she so uninterested in the alleged break-in? Right, the alleged break-in, the alleged hacking. Yeah, good question, Chuck. I mean, this is, remember, at the outset of the special counsel, this was supposed to be, open-ended in all directions, not just with respect to Trump and Trump campaign associates, but the Obama administration and the illegal surveillance of General Flynn, as I mentioned, DWS, Hillary Clinton, all of the above was what we were told. We'll see. Chris in Kansasville, Wisconsin.
Yeah, as long as he didn't intend to do anything wrong, he should be able to pull a Hillary.
Right, exactly. The manufactured intent standard, Jim Comey. Yes, thanks for the call, Chris.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
Risk mitigation is an important consideration that smart companies pay attention to in today's complicated business climate. Some of the greatest risks occur when your company hires new employees or when you execute new business financial relationships. When your company hires, leases, or conducts financial transactions, decisions are critical. That's why veteran-owned and operated Global Verification Network is a company you should know. Startups to Fortune 100s trust Global Verification Network, and so should you. They're a background screening and investigative services company dedicated to expert, timely, and affordable background screening services for employment, tenant screening, and business due diligence. Global Verification Network is headquartered in Chicagoland, a federally recognized veteran-owned small business, and never offshores data like many competitors. To request your company's risk analysis without obligation or cost,
Visit globalverificationnetwork.com or call 877-695-1179 or visit them online at globalverificationnetwork.com. Global Verification Network, the risk mitigation experts, 877-695-1179.
Our freedom and security are made possible through the service and sacrifice of our military and first responders. The Gary Sinise Foundation provides many outreach programs supporting these brave men and women. Join us. Donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
When was the last time you thought about the HVAC system that works 24/7 to keep you comfortable and in business? One of the most important, yet overlooked aspects of life in the 21st century is reliable climate control for both people and product. It's one of the many things we take for granted. We'll be warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Then there's a failure or utility bill that's sky high. Avoid unpleasant surprises with your indoor comfort. For repairs and preventative maintenance on your commercial and industrial HVAC systems, call EHMS Mechanical Services. The equipment that maintains the environment you work in and supports the products you make is so important. When it fails, you'll need EHMS Mechanical Services, one of the fastest response commercial HVAC companies in Chicagoland. Help lower the overall cost of your HVAC equipment with comprehensive maintenance programs, energy-reducing retrofits, and rapid response service from EHMS Mechanical Services. Call 847-801-1000 or lovemyhvac.com. Coins and currency are full of history. Coins and currency are fun to look at. Coins and currency can be great investments and a great hobby too. Here's your opportunity to see one of the largest coin shows in the nation. It's free. Make plans now to attend the 58th Coin and Currency Show, presented by the Illinois Numismatic Association. The show is at a new location, the Mega Center at the Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles, this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Admission and parking are free. Just bring your photo ID. Hundreds of dealers, the best from all over the country. See displays valued at millions of dollars, U.S. and world paper money, gold and silver bullion, and a lot more. On Friday at 5, Fox Valley Coins will hold an auction. This is a show for the whole family. The 58th Coin and Currency Show, presented by the Illinois Numismatic Association. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the brand new location, the Mega Center at Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles. Admission and parking are free with your photo ID. More info at ilnaclub.org. That's ilnaclub.org.
5:57. Let's get an update on the morning commute in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. Another crash. This one on the Edens inbound near Dundee. We just had a report of a car in the ditch. Otherwise, the Edens is okay. Kennedy inbound. Slow and wet from Cumberland to Canfield. You get 22 minutes O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 41 minutes. Jam from North Avenue to Kimball. Split trailer. Involved in an earlier crash as two right lanes blocked. The entrance from Kimball is also closed. Got eyes at Howard Slow Wolf to Harlem. 40 minutes Thorndale to downtown outbound 31. Got Stevenson delays start around Harlem. It is 39 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan from 95th to downtown, 26 minutes. I-57, 29 minutes. I-80 to the merge. Bishop Ford, 34. Northbound Tri-State delays are from Plainfield Road to 47th and from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. Traffic, service of Indeed.com. Are you hiring? Join the over 3 million businesses that use Indeed.com for hiring. You can post a job in minutes and manage your candidates from an easy-to-use dashboard. Post your next job on the world's #1 job site, Indeed.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues after a full update from Fox News and your official Chicagoland weather forecast. We get the latest with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
A shower or a thunderstorm in a few spots in the morning. Otherwise, a warm day today with intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 79. Tonight, mostly cloudy and warm, low 64. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
It is 67 at O'Hare. The news, a service of LifeLock. Equifax recently announced a breach of 143 million identities. You need to take steps to get protection. Be among the millions who trust their identity theft protection to LifeLock. Go to lifelock.com. Promo code RISK for 10% off. 559. Here are the stories we're following on AM 560, The Answer. Governor Honor, Mayor Emanuel teaming up to send a team to Seattle as they attempt to lure Amazon to Chicago or, as the governor says, the state of Illinois. The FBI will not be investigating the death of a Chicago woman whose body was found earlier this month at a hotel freezer in Rosemont. Illinois State University launching one of the most ambitious school fundraisers to date. The university has set a goal to raise $150 million in private funds. Schaumburg, best place in the state to call home, according to Money Magazine, who released their Best Places to Live 2017 list. Cubs take on the Rays this evening. Sox open a set with the Astros. WIND Chicago News Time, 6 o'clock.
He wants to make the UN great. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but President Trump did not say again. He will make a speech to the General Assembly later this morning. Fox's Tanya J. Powers live at the UN in New York.
It's his first address to the General Assembly, and as U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley says, she expects him to, quote, slap the right people and hug the right people and come out with the U.S. being very strong in the end. Now, the president's expected to talk about Iran and North Korea, and we're told the North Korean delegation is being seated in the front row this time. That means when the president speaks, he'll be facing them to deliver his message. Dave.
Tanya, we're learning more about how intense the probe has been into the president's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort and the Russian campaign meddling investigation. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington. And we lost our connection with Rachel in D.C., but the government investigators looked into Paul Manafort before and after the 2016 election. CNN's reporting warrants were obtained in 2014 for a wiretap. And then after the campaign on the election in 2016, there was also wiretapping of the president's campaign chairman Manafort. Another Caribbean island hit hard by Hurricane Maria this time. Dominica took a beating from the Category 5 storm with 160-mile-an-hour max-sustained wind. The prime minister posted online the wind was merciless and he needed rescue after his roof was ripped off and house was flooded.
Future radar shows this devastating storm, unfortunately, hitting some of the same areas as Irma. U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, and then Puerto Rico, again, potentially could take the worst of the core of the strongest winds.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. More protests in St. Louis. They wanted people arrested in Sunday night's protests released from jail. There were no arrests last night, no damage in the anger over a white police officer's acquittal in the shooting death of a black suspect. This is Fox News, fair and balanced.
For 22 years, he served his country in the United States Marine Corps, including a tour of duty in Vietnam. He earned 2 Purple Hearts, a Bronze Star, and a Silver Star. And this year, on Veterans Day, retired Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North is coming to Chicago for Freedom Summit 2017, November 11th at the Westin Chicago Northwest. See Oliver North, Dinesh D'Souza, Larry Elder, and many more. Get your tickets at freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com. Sponsored in part by Automated Systems Incorporated.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. Every day people ask me, Jay, did I miss out? Have the rates gone up? The answer is no. Rates are still low, and it's a perfect time to refinance your home, especially if your mortgage rate is higher than 4.25%. If you'd like to lower your interest rate and save thousands of dollars in interest without starting over on a new 30-year loan, a Quicken Loans Yorgage is what you're looking for. With our exclusive Yorgage, you can choose a term that works best for you, anywhere from 8 to 30 years. The rate today on an 8-year Yorgage is 3.25%, APR 3.67%. For 7 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation for customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the 4th year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Turnkey IT, giving you the freedom to focus on your business while they handle the technical stuff. Turnkey IT.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning. Donald Trump, President of the United States, speaks to the UN today. It's expected he is going to reassert his America First worldview, focus on the importance of sovereignty as a key to world order and peace between nations. Yesterday, he sat next to the Secretary General, Mr. Guterres, the man from Portugal. He's a rebel just for kicks.
Did you say the man from Portugal?
Yes, I did. What?
I thought we were going to go into a song.
It's a great setup.
No.
And he spoke about the UN's inner workings a little bit.
Yeah. Are we getting our money's worth?
And whose money's worth are we getting or not getting?
Yet in recent years, the United Nations has not reached its full potential because of bureaucracy and mismanagement. While the United Nations on a regular budget has increased by 140% and its staff has more than doubled since 2000, we are not seeing the results in line with this investment. But I know that under the Secretary General, that's changing, and it's changing fast, and we've seen it.
So it was.
He passed around a coffee can and said, "Pay up."
Yeah, exactly. Rocco and Moose help the delegate from Saudi Arabia
dig a little deeper,
find his wallet. So it was a polite call for reform and shared financing. Everybody essentially holding up their end. Nothing groundbreaking, but it was all very standard issue stuff. I expect the discussion today about Trump's view on the basis for order, international order, and peace between nations will be a little bit more controversial because, of course, you've had so many countries, and Western Europe in particular, essentially cede their national sovereignty while Trump is reasserting America's. So that's going to be an interesting moment. And then, of course, you expect him to both take up the nuclear program in North Korea as well as the forgotten nuclear program in Iran. H.R. McMaster saying over the weekend as National Security Advisor, still the worst deal. That Iran nuclear deal, surrender deal that the Obama administration negotiated and Obama inked effectively, terrible deal. And there's arguments that Iran actually poses a greater threat in terms of their nuclear program than does North Korea, despite all of the focus on North Korea at present. In fact, there's a very good op-ed in the Washington Examiner by Shahryar Kia, who is a member of the Iranian opposition, and who was American educated, arguing just that don't forget about Iran's nuclear program. Oh, by the way, it poses a greater threat to international stability than does North Korea.
And then also the president of Iran yesterday said that President Trump should not break the deal that he had made with Obama. I mean, he's trying to, let it known that he wants that deal to remain in place, which makes me think gives us more fuel to the fire to break the deal that we made, the Iranian nuclear arms deal. I mean, I don't know what's in it for us. And that's why I like the President Trump's in office, because he's going to find out what's in it for us.
Well, I mean, it's a question of what you want to hear from Trump on the world stage. I mean, you're going to get the usual hand-wringing from the pearl-clutching press about, America's standing in the world. They're always so consumed with what other people think of us, many other people who we have little or no use for and little or no respect for, but nonetheless, we're very concerned about their opinion for us. I mean, I recall during George W. Bush's term, the press would obsess about things like, a recent Gallup survey finds that only 15% of Afghanistan citizens approve of America, or 85% of them hate America, or however you want to cut it. Well, right. And of course, when you had President Obama in office and you had him genuflecting before Islamic theocrats the world over, what did that do? Did it improve our standing in the world? No. The Gallup numbers came back the same, actually a little bit worse. So appeasing, surrendering is a sign of weakness to despots. It's not a way to address tyranny. So the tack that I want to see President Trump take is to reassert national sovereignty and American leadership and project American strength and basically tell the international order as it's assembled in the UN General Assembly what time it is with respect to nuclearization in Iran, North Korea, or anywhere else where you've got essentially rogue states or state sponsors of terrorism.
Well, one of his aides who spoke on the condition of anonymity said that President Trump has spent an enormous amount of time crafting and fine-tuning his address. But what if he goes off monitor, Dan? That's what I'm concerned. And goes a little off topic.
It's not going to happen.
You don't think it'll happen? No? Okay. All right.
No. I think this will be one of those examples, like yesterday, frankly, his abbreviated speech yesterday, where he was on script. And, he may make a parenthetical comment like he did yesterday after or while reading his prepared remarks. But these are the kind of speeches where Trump is very good in the element. He delivers the speeches quite well. They have really been well crafted, so that's a tribute to his speechwriters and his staff. And I think they do a better job than he does off the cuff of explaining the basis for the position he's taking. So, why reassert American sovereignty? Why is that so important? Connecting the dots to American sovereignty, a strong America is the pathway to a more stable, peaceful planet. And, that's the argument that you want to see him develop. And it's much better. He's much better at delivering arguments when they're scripted as opposed to when he's off the cuff. He comes up with funny lines when he's off the cuff. He comes up with entertaining invective. He has the kind of the punchlines. Well, I mean, the punchlines are not a joke, but the top lines he delivers, what the takeaway is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not necessarily the best off the cuff in crafting a cogent argument that is tightly presented that you can follow readily. And so this is why he will be scripted and he will stay on it. And I suspect he will do quite well today. And frankly, I'm looking forward to not a lecture, but him reestablishing America as a global leader, not just an exceptional country the way New Zealand is exceptional, Obama's definition of exceptionalism, reestablishing American exceptionalism in a thoughtful way. And if some of the countries that want to surrender to barbarians don't like it, well, then that's just tough. And we'll, suffer the results in the Gallup polls. Big whoop.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Morning showers today, some thunderstorms in spots. Otherwise, by this afternoon, we'll have some sun, some clouds. It'll be warm, though, a high near 80 degrees. Tonight, a low of 64. And tomorrow, the temperature near the record of 91 degrees. That was set back in 1931. Remember, yeah, Dan remembers it. Yes, he was in high school back then. And it's going to be humid as well. Let's get into our alarm detection systems traffic center. Things heating up on the roadways. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Hey, me and Dan, lots of crashes this morning. Kennedy outbound at Kimball. 2 right lanes are blocked along with the on-ramp at Kimball for an incident involving a trailer pulling bottled water. It's 43 minutes downtown to O'Hare, inbound at 28 minutes. Eden's inbound at Dundee. Report of a car in the ditch. Eisenhower inbound stop and go Wolf to Harlem. 42 minutes Thorndale to downtown. Outbound 34. Inbound Stevenson 42 minutes 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound it's okay. Inbound Orion 29 minutes 95th to downtown. I-57 38 minutes. I-80 to the merge. Bishop 424. Northbound Tri-State delays are from Plainfield Road to 47th and from Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Adams Tollway slow from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. 8094 westbound. Heavy Bird to Clyde. I'm Jim Talamonte, the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Join AM 560 The Answer for the 37th annual Northwest Suburban Republican Family Picnic taking place this Sunday, September 24th at the Bussey Woods Forest Preserve, Grove 27 in Elk Grove Village. Tickets are just $25 per family in advance. You can go to goppicnic.com. That's goppicnic.com. Ticket price includes food for the whole family, entrance into the bounce house. Dan will be working that. Face painting and more. You're going to be there, though, right? You gonna be?
Yeah, Ollie will be manning
Juggling?
the face painting station.
Oh, okay. That's what you're going to do this year. So visit GOPpicnic.com for all the details. That's GOPpicnic.com.
Hey, you've heard how Automated Systems excels at assisting companies with systems integration and FDA compliance, but they're also a staffing leader. They supply handpicked elite leadership, subject matter experts, and proven technical professionals in engineering, quality control, and FDA compliance to support the life sciences field in executing mission-critical projects. ASI provides highly specialized pros to deliver projects on time and budget. Don't pay a lot more to a big consulting firm, and don't trust the big temp agencies to supply the talent you need. Call Laz, my friend Laz at Automated Systems, when failure isn't an option. ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life sciences companies, from big pharma to startups, and excel through a culture of excellence in execution. For a staffing, compliance, or automation evaluation, call Laz now at Automated Systems at 844-HIRE-ASI or visit AutomatedSYS.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or AutomatedSYS.com.
Hi, I'm Lex Howard, CEO of Balance of Nature. I occasionally take new customer calls, and too often people tell me that they have heard our advertisements for years. If Balance of Nature is not currently being delivered to your doorstep, start now and begin experiencing the benefits of Balance of Nature in your life. Call and see how you can get your free month supply.
I noticed a difference in the first month.
I got rid of most of my other vitamins. I feel pretty good, even though I'm an old guy, 77. I think it's doing great.
I just feel good. I just believe they're really what they say they are.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to find out how to get your free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
What if hiring could be easier, less time-consuming, with more qualified candidates and faster results? What if hiring could be smarter? Thanks to ZipRecruiter, it can be. With one click, post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, so you don't spend time wondering where the right candidates are searching. Then ZipRecruiter uses its smart matching technology to scan millions of active resumes and notify the most qualified candidates to apply for your job. And the ZipRecruiter dashboard makes it easy to review, rate, and contact candidates, all in one place. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter makes it simple for growing businesses of all sizes to hire the right people, no matter the industry. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you the results you need. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter.com/work.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text MONEY15 to 99,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals guide. Text MONEY15 to 99,000. That's MONEY15 to 99,000.
AM 560.
This is a democracy, and we will make democracy work.
El Gallito. This is how we do it in the Hilly's 4th District. Just another Democrat unrealistic. I want to hear you scream impeach 45. El Gallito.
I think that...
nails on a chalkboard or...
I think that impersonation of Louis Fonsi, hey! Is racist. I think it's a hate crime.
No, that's our technical director, Justin Kosick, who we convinced to do a little,
His range is a hate crime. That's for sure.
To do a song about El Gallito.
El Gallito, why do we bring him up? Not just to play that terrible song. Also because he was on CNN yesterday.
My ears are bleeding.
Allison Camerata sat down with El Gallito.
Oh, so she'll find out what's in his heart.
A bit of I do a little introspective look into El Gallito. Hey, what makes you tick?
What do you do for fun?
And was asked if he would like to recant his attack on General Kelly. And this is how that went.
Uh-oh.
You lashed out at the chief of staff, John Kelly. Let me read what you said that day. General Kelly, when he was head of the Homeland Security, lied straight to the faces of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus about preventing the mass deportation of Dreamers. General Kelly is a hypocrite who is a disgrace to the uniform he used to wear. He has no honor and should be drummed out of the White House along with the white supremacists and those enabling the president's actions by just following orders. A lot's happened since then. Do you regret speaking that strongly and criticizing John Kelly?
Let me just say this. I could have been more careful with the use of my words. And there are times that you need to reevaluate. Having said that, I saw him as head of Homeland Security deport grandmothers who had been for 15 years reporting dutifully to Homeland Security with their American citizen grandchildren, heartless actions, and increasing deportations against people who presented no threat. He said to me, not further than this distance.
And he went on to say how much that hurt him. It hurt him. So we'll give you a chance to apologize to El Gallito for criticizing him now that you know how hurt he was during General Kelly's time as Homeland Secretary, per what you've just heard from El Gallito. Does that move you? Does that make you reconsider Gutierrez saying that a Gold Star father, Marine General John Kelly, is a disgrace to the uniform he used to wear? We'll take your apologies to Congressman Luis Gutierrez at 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Sort of tripled down on it.
Yeah, he did double down. He tripled down.
Yeah, because he's already doubled down. Yeah, so this is the triple down.
Made it worse.
So would you like to lead, Amy, in the apologies to Luis Gutierrez?
Luis Gutierrez, just put egg on his face again. I'm appalled. I would have just apologized because what he said was wrong. General Kelly is a patriot, an outstanding American citizen who has served this country. Mr. Gutierrez, what has your service to the country have been? Did you ever put on a uniform, Mr. Gutierrez?
What about all the time he's been as a member of Congress? You don't count
no,
that.
No, yeah.
Whose service is more
That's heroic? Yeah.
Whose service is more heroic? General Kelly's or El Gallito?
I'm going to have to go with General Kelly's.
Not by the heartless standard, according to El Gallito.
Well, deportations are up, but they're deporting criminals and gangbangers first, not grandmas. Unless the grandma committed a crime.
Well,
did grandma commit a crime, Mr. Gutierrez? Is there a part of the story you're not telling us?
Yeah, like the
because I don't remember grandmas being yanked out of their homes and deported.
Yeah, I think we're dealing with an apocryphal grandma there that's useful for the story, and of course, Alison Camerata doesn't. Yeah, specifically.
Like what grandma? What's her name, and where was she deported?
Give us the details of this case, and what about all the convicted criminals that are released, that return to this country over and over again? Border security is not an issue, Congressman. But this is too focused just on trying to get an apology out of him. And of course, he says, sometimes you need to rethink your words.
Sometimes words are hard.
Now, having said that, this isn't one of those times. That's
because I saw what he did.
That's essentially what El Gallito said is, oh, yes, we need to rethink our words, but I don't need to rethink my words in this instance.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA.
We may have an El Gallito defender here.
Oh, really?
Casper in West Chicago. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, Dan.
Morning.
Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
Well, I'm not here to defend El Gallito.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I'm here just to compare El Gallito with you.
Compare it with Amy?
And everybody else.
Yeah.
No, Amy not.
Oh, no, not
Amy. One example how these people, you included,
Mm-hmm.
is using this issue just for gain, in
Yes.
your case, to gain audience, to gain somebody to hear you, and El Gallito to gain votes and to gain some resemble of power. It's the same issue. You're just using this issue to gain something.
You can never get a word
You
in
are
edgewise
using
with Casper.
this issue not to fix the problem. You use this issue just to gain something, and this is disgraceful for everybody.
No, Casper, hold on.
Don't
Casper,
hang up.
you still there?
Yeah.
So,
what happened?
Allison Camerata for having El Gallito on CNN yesterday, she would be in the same camp as me and Rush Limbaugh, right?
He's in the same camp that
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the same camp.
Allison thanks for the call, Casper. Allison Camerata, conservative shock jock.
Yeah, that's what she is.
You can't. If you talk to El Gallito, I just want to understand Casper's way. If you talk to him or about him, then you're in the same camp as me and Rush Limbaugh or something.
Yeah, don't you know, Dan?
I don't.
You're on notice.
So we should. I mean, I'd love to ignore El Gallito. He makes it somewhat difficult, when he's sympathizing with terrorists and getting arrested and trying to make Puerto Rico the 51st state, and because he's in Chicago with that nice little horseshoe district they carved out for him, so gerrymandering is an issue. That his district is like the Exhibit A in the case for gerrymandering. So there's all these things surrounding El Gallito. The fact he's become a millionaire, so he's a good example of the political class that enriches themselves while in public office with no discernible skills, but magical real estate investments and the like. The time John Cass, of course, wrote about where his property somehow was mysteriously not on the Cook County property tax rolls.
Really?
Yeah, of course. It's famous.
How long was that going on
I don't
for?
know, 15. Well, it was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's why it's difficult to ignore him, and it's probably not a good idea to ignore politicians like that who are racial demagogues and ruling class types because it begets more of them. And so you want to shine a spotlight on El Gallito and those who behave similarly as a way to discourage the production of more of them in public office. I hope Casper will contemplate that. Lewis in Dayton, Texas.
Morning, guys. How are you doing this morning?
Morning.
General Kelly, me being a Marine myself, General Kelly, his actions and what he does, he is not a disgraceful person. He is not his integrity is intact. And when you become a Marine, the things you go through to do that, going to war with him, being under one of his commands, as long as we're General Mattis, these men are of an impeccable stature. They're the Marines love them, through and through because of who they are. They're straightforward. They're honest. So for this, guy to say this, who's never served, who doesn't know nothing about camaraderie and looking out for people himself, but himself, for him to say that is to me, it's pretty angrily. I'm pretty angry right now. Trying to control it, like I said, for me being a military man, a Marine myself, to hear somebody disrespect one of my family, it kills me inside, because this man, he was all about himself. He's done nothing for himself. He makes all these broken promises himself to further his stature within the community so that he can constantly get reelected. It just, I don't know, it troubles me. But if he wants an apology, I'd be more than happy to extend it. He can come to one of the Marine Corps offices out there, and we'll all have
you have an apology party for him?
Oh,
Okay.
we'll have a huge apology party.
Yeah.
The Marines there will be more than welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Lewis. Yeah, we'll send that invitation over to his congressional office for the Marine Apologize to Luis Gutierrez party. That would be fun. Rick on the West Side.
Yeah, good morning, Dan and Navy. Hey, listen, I'm a Vietnam Marine, and if I recall, Luis Gutierrez, well, we're crawling around the elephant grass over there. This punk was a grocery store bad boy, and he was running around with the Latin King. But this guy did his service to this country by spending most of his time in jail while he was protesting. And another thing he did, he had we had a naval base in Vieques, Puerto Rico, that the Navy used to use for Bonnie, and he closed it down. All the people on that island, their gainful employment was working on that base. He thought he was doing something great, but what he actually did, he took away all the gainful employment from these poor citizens in Vegas.
So can I put you down for then General Kelly's service to our country greater than
General
Louis
Kelly
Gear's
was an
service?
honorable Marine.
Thanks for the call, Rick.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Homeowners, if the tire on your car goes flat, you fix it. If your heater breaks down, you fix it. Right now, if your home has low water pressure, or you get scalded in the shower when someone flushes, or you or your neighbors have already had leaks, in other words, your pipes aren't working, you can get them fixed too, in as little as 1 day. I'm Jeff Butler, owner of Repipe Specialists. For a limited time on approved credit, when you repipe with us, we'll give you 0% interest for an entire year. That's right, a repipe, wall patching, and a lifetime guarantee, all at 0% interest. Get great pressure, clean, clear water, be able to take a shower, and run the washing machine at the same time. We've helped over 30,000 homeowners just like you get new, high-quality pipes without a fuss. So repipe with us, and you too can enjoy great water pressure in your home with a lifetime guarantee.
Just call 800-216-0130. That's 800-216-0130. 800-216-0130.
AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Will Diamond and Silk go to the Gulag to visit Paul Manafort on visitor days? We'll ask him at 6:36.
And you love a parade. President Trump wants to have a military parade in front of the White House. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Rain and thunderstorms have crossed the area this morning. Much needed rainfall. President Trump delivering his first speech to the UN General Assembly today, and the world will be listening carefully. Hurricane Maria pounded the small island of Dominica with a catastrophic Category 5 type wind and driving rain overnight, charging into the eastern Caribbean on a course that threatens islands already devastated by Irma. Hurricane Jose marching up the east coast, likely to bring stiff winds and some rain to New York City before the week is out. Several under arrest after protests at Georgia Tech in Atlanta turned violent. People marched on the Georgia Tech police station to protest the killing of a student on Saturday. Protests in St. Louis have not ended, but there was no violence overnight following the latest demonstrations there. The Navy firing 2 more top officers after 2 fatal ship crashes this year. Rear Admiral Charles William and commander of a destroyer squadron, Captain Jeffrey Bennett, have been relieved of duties. A magnitude 3.6 earthquake hit Southern California late night Monday, and they were live on the air at KNBC in L.A. when the quake shook the television studio.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, did you feel it?
Yes, I did. Here. We just
had a little earthquake.
Yes, we did.
It was very sharp, just a very sharp but pronounced jolt, and things in the studio started swaying. You know, we usually don't get that kind of feel here, so it must have been a pretty good one.
And it was a pretty good one, 3.6 magnitude, centered on the city of Westwood. No serious damage reported. Toys R Us filing for bankruptcy. The iconic toy seller filing for Chapter 11 protection, allowing the company to deal with nearly $5 billion in debt. Governor Honor, Mayor Emanuel sending a team to Seattle today as they attempt to lure Amazon to Chicago, but the mayor seems to, while the governor seems to be hedging his bets when it comes to luring Amazon, both helping St. Louis and the Metro East with their bid as well as the city of Chicago. Meantime, there was a sales pitch from leaders in Gary, Indiana to Amazon. They took out a full-page ad in the New York Times. 5 Wheaton College football players facing felony charges following a violent hazing incident that happened in March of 2016. Bears are now the 7th most valuable franchise in the NFL. According to Forbes, Bears are worth about $2.85 billion. Cubs begin a set with the Rays. Sox open a 3-game series with the Astros. The Blackhawks drop the puck on NHL preseason play tonight. And my Lions are off to a 2-0 start for the first time since 2011. No, it won't last, but they did beat the Giants 24-10. The news, a service of BakeryWork.com. Now hiring experienced maintenance mechanics needed to maintain and repair bakery machinery. Apply now. Positions open in Romeoville, Cicero, and Chicago with competitive compensation and benefits packages. Apply now at BakeryWork.com. That's BakeryWork.com. 6:34 is our time. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, roasted fresh daily in Batavia, Illinois.
Worry less with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual saved me almost $800 when I switched my home and auto insurance.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, I got the perfect coverage for us, and I didn't have to worry about skimping on him as party.
Oh, well, that explains the...
Pony! Best birthday ever!
Visit us online to get a quote. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide survey of new customers. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Life doesn't stop for car trouble, work, school, dentist appointments, the workout you wouldn't mind skipping. Our cars connect us to our lives, so wouldn't it be reassuring to know that our cars are up to the job? Enter Hum by Verizon, the technology that connects you to your car. Now you can check your car's health from your phone with vehicle diagnostics. Get advice on the go with a certified mechanics hotline. And if Hum detects a collision, it can send help automatically with 24/7 emergency assistance. Get Hum and get where you're going. Learn more at hum.com.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Jim Durkin, founding partner of the Martech Group, a global market research firm based in Chicago since 1985 and a longtime customer of Signature Bank. When our business moved to our current Loop location, I recall seeing Mick O'Rourke and his two business partners, Brian Duncan and Kevin Bastuga, laying the foundation for Signature Bank. When Signature opened its doors in 2006, I was proud to move our accounts there and become a shareholder. Being in the consulting business, the Martech Group has a keen understanding of the value of relationships, trust, and attentiveness. Whether dealing with our U.S. practice or our international operations, Signature Bank is always there when we need them. That's why the Martech Group is proud to have Signature Bank as a valued business partner.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. Learn more about turning your business vision into reality. Visit signature-bank.com. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
6:36. Let's get an update on the roads this morning. Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center time. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Kennedy is jammed outbound from Hubbard Tunnel to Kimball. Right lane is blocked after an earlier truck crash. Looking at an hour and 2 minutes from downtown to O'Hare. Inbound, it is 35 minutes. Eden's 27 minutes. Lake Cook Junction, outbound 19. About Eisenhower, now 43 minutes. Thorndale to the post office, outbound 35. Stevenson, heavy, 57 minutes. 355 Lakeshore Drive, outbound 38. Ryan is 28 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 40 minutes. I-80 to the Verge. Bishop 429. Northbound Tri-State delays are from 115th to the Hinsdale Oasis and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. But Adams Tollway stop and go from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. Traffic is the service of Experian. Last year, corporate data breaches were up 40%. This year, it could be worse. Find out if your data is at risk with a free dark web email scan from Experian. In less than a minute, you'll know if your identity is at risk. Go to Experian.com/scan to help keep your identity yours with Experian. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Morning thunderstorm or rain shower in the area. Otherwise, a warm day shaping up. High 79. 67 at O'Hare. Next news at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Are you sure your business is being seen online? Visit BeingSeen360.com to discover how being seen online can improve traffic, leads, and sales. BeingSeen360.com.
The hypocrites scatter when I shine the bright light of reason. I'm Larry Elder. Join me tonight at 7 right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, so Nancy Pelosi, or Nancy as she's known by President Trump, she had a little DACA party, but then some people ruined her DACA party.
They are our VIPs. They're our purpose, our very important people.
Within minutes, some 50 teenagers had taken over Pelosi's appearance.
Yeah.
What were
if
they?
only they could really take over her appearance.
What were they spewing from their mouths? Oh, I see.
Let me see what I did there.
What were they chanting? That's all I hear.
Well, yes, that's what it was. That's exactly what they were saying. They were braying like donkeys. Yes. No, they had signs as like all 11 million.
Oh.
So they want amnesty
for everyone. Okay.
Yeah, right. They want the whole thing, and of course she's happy to provide it.
Congresswoman, your reaction?
Well, the fact is they're arguing against the DREAM Act, but directing their anger at Democrats is so ridiculous.
So directing their anger at Democrats. Well, wait a second. Those Democrats, thanks to Tiny Dancer, when he was chief of staff for one President Obama, that didn't advance immigration reform because they didn't want to deal with the issue.
And they could have because they had the control of the House and Senate.
And it was a Democrat president who, by his own admission, instituted this temporary program that he knew was an executive overreach, which is why it was temporary and would need congressional action. So he usurped congressional authority only to direct Congress that at some point you're going to have to deal with this, knowing that the next president would have to deal with it, because when federal courts intervened and enjoined DAPA, which is the similar executive overreach as DACA, he just ignored it. Pelosi.
But as we fight the fight for the Dreamers, which is our... Do you want to listen or do you want to shout?
I want to shout. And I got to tell you, there's one thing I agree with those protesters, shouting down Nancy Pelosi. I mean, certainly anything that shuts her up, I'm a fan of.
Do you want to hear an answer or do you just want to shout? Let me say this, because you've had your say, and it's beautiful to our ears to hear your protection, your self-dignity. But I'm not.
Hey! Did you? It's amazing. It's the same thing you saw during the presidential campaign, where you would have Black Lives Matter types jump on stage and take a microphone away from Comrade Bernie, interrupt Hillary, and they just pander. They wilt in the face of thuggery. I mean, it's fascinating. It's so beautiful to hear you shouting me down. It's so beautiful to hear you not letting me speak, says the House Minority Leader, former Speaker of the House. And you wonder why you see what you see on college campuses, working in both directions. For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by our friends, the lovely ladies of The Viewer's View. They are Diamond and Silk. Diamond and Silk, thanks for being with us.
Oh, my God. Thank
darling.
You for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
How did you enjoy the Emmys on Sunday night?
I didn't watch. Nobody watched. We don't even know what happened.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, people won and people lost.
It's lowest ratings ever.
Well, see,
lower ratings than an LA Rams game.
Well, whenever you take and try to defame our president, talk about our president, continue to divide our country, we don't watch that. They have to realize that millions of people voted for our president, and those were Democrats, Republicans, and Independents.
And now, with respect to your president and this issue that Pelosi was trying to address, but she was shouted down, what do you think of the president's openness to a deal on DACA to provide some sort of permanent status to those children who are, and now young and even not so young adults, that were brought to this country illegally by their parents?
You know, if it's a deal, it should consist of a wall. But let me just say this here. You know, kudos to the DACA dreamers, but I'm worried about the American dreamers. I'm worried about the little girl or the little boy in Chicago that may not be able to attain the American dream because a bullet done went past their head and they may not live until tomorrow. I'm worried about the ones that didn't have the freedoms like an illegal immigrant to cross the border and do something illegal. And they got, if they did something illegal and an American did something illegal in this country, they got 3 hots in a cot. behind bars instead of being out on the streets and we just giving them everything. I'm worried about making sure that when they get out, they can obtain the American dream.
That's
So
right.
these DACA dreamers acting like they have a sense of entitlement, I'm appalled by it. You say you want to be American, but you in the streets marching with the Mexican flag. I'm appalled by all of that. So this is what I think they should tell them to do. They should tell them to get in line and wait their turn. And don't get mad at the president, our president, President Trump, because Obama played them because it was an election year and he was just doing something to appease them. Because if he really cared about the DACA dreamers, he would have told them to either get in line and wait their turn or see how can we make these people legal.
Well, President Obama didn't play that. I mean, he flat out lied to him, said he'd address immigration reform within the first 90 days of his presidency.
I'm sorry, where I come from, where we come from, that means you got played.
That's right.
Yeah, they
That's
got
right.
played. All right, so self-deportation, it sounds like that's what you guys are pushing for. That
The deal is, I can't. It's very hard for me to have compassion when I see you in the streets acting like that or acting like you have a sense of entitlement. The one thing, we don't owe the DACA dreamers anything. Their parents committed a crime by crossing our borders and bringing them over here.
That's right.
So I can't have compassion when I see them up there. And I'm not a. Go ahead, Phil.
And when an American family or American person commits a crime, they lock them up but send their children to foster care.
They don't be all caring about our children over here when stuff happens to Americans. So the deal is that it's very hard for Americans to have compassion when you have people in this country illegal acting like that they have a right or a sense of entitlement to say what they want to, do what they want to. And talking about all 11 million people that committed a crime in this country, and we walking around trying to give them sanctuary cities. They don't do that to JoJo down the street when he commits a crime. I'm worried about the American dreamers, because let me tell you something. These DACA dreamers, they went to college for free. You got the American dreamers. They went to college and they walk out in debt with all of this student loan. I'm worried about Americans first.
All right, Diamond and Silk. Let me ask you another question. Completely different topic, but big news yesterday. Paul Manafort looks like he is going to be indicted. At least that's the report out of the New York Times. Will you visit him in the gulag?
No, I ain't going to the joint. No. But let me just say this right here. So somebody's in trouble. If Paul Manafort was wiretapped and Comey knew about this and Comey basically lied about this, somebody is in trouble. And if Comey didn't know about this here, then somebody was set up. Somebody's in trouble. And I still believe my president when he said he was wiretapped. If they wiretap Paul Manafort, when is it going to come out about what they did to the president, Donald Trump?
Well, it's interesting because now President Trump's assertion about being wiretapped
isn't so crazy anymore.
It is very interesting. It is very interesting.
Crazy. I always thought he was telling the truth. Listen to me. I think the whole thing was made up. It was set up. It was set up. And I'm looking at Comey. Comey testified. He didn't testify to anything like this. So what is this here? Is Manafort really guilty? Or was it all a setup?
Setup, that's right.
And I'm not taking Manafort's side. And Manafort is his ex campaign person. He didn't work for him full time. He's an ex. He only worked for him for a few months, and that was that. So it just makes me wonder.
All right, today President Trump's going to address the UN General Assembly for the first time, putting America first, reasserting us on a national stage, on the world stage. They say it'll be deeply philosophical. What do you expect to hear from your guy?
I expect for my president not to waver, don't back down, and let the world know that we are putting America first. They need to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet. We can't continue to baby them anymore. Stand on your own 2 feet, because we're going to stand on ours.
All right, they are Diamond and Silk. I mean, there's no better way to end than that. Stand on your own 2 feet, because we're going to stand on ours. Diamond and Silk, they are the hosts of The Viewer's View. Catch them on their YouTube channel, The Viewer's View. Diamond and Silk, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We love you, Dan and Amy. Thank you.
Oh, we love you.
We love
Mostly
you
me.
too.
Mostly me. But yes, Diamond and Silk, I love you equally. Thank you.
Where's their T-shirt, Dan?
I have it. I wear it proudly often.
And they joined us on the Turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Do you wear your diamond and silk T-shirt when you go to the gym?
Oh, I wear it all the time.
Golfing?
People ask me who those two ladies are in my shirt. Said Diamond
Really?
and Silk.
Good.
My posse.
It's a Christmas
Or
gift
I'm
that
their posse,
keeps on
probably.
giving. Yes. Today, those morning thunderstorms have moved out of the area. They're heading into Indiana right now, in case you care. It's going to be warm today. We're going to have clouds. It's going to be humid. A high of 79 degrees. Tonight, low of 64. And for the next 3 days to 4 days, it's going to be around 90 degrees here. Tomorrow, we could set a record of 91 that was set back in 1931. Now let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. The things are always hot with Jim Talamonte.
Whoa, thank you, Amy. Good morning.
Oh, yeah.
Morning. Well, traffic is sticky, if you must. Outbound Kennedy, there was an early morning truck crash, a trailer hauling bottled water, spilled, the trailer split, still cleaning it up in the right lane at Kimball. The on-ramp for Kimball is closed. You got a big jam starting at the Hubbard Tunnel. An hour and 6 minutes from downtown to O'Hare, inbound 43 minutes. Edens, 31 minutes, Lake Hook to the Junction, outbound 21. The Eisenhower, an hour, Thorndale to the post office, outbound 47 minutes. Stevenson, you had 53 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, 39 from the Tri-State. Outbound 49 minutes now to 355. Ryan is 26 minutes, 95th to downtown. Tri-State delays are northbound 127th to the Stevenson, and from the Reagan Tollway to Irving Park. John Adams Tollway slow from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. Reagan Tollway from 22nd to the Tri-State. Veterans Memorial, heavy. I-55 to the Boughton Toll. Reagan Tollway to Roosevelt. Army Trail to Lake. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
I'm Lou Dobbs. The Fed meeting begins today. Home builder confidence fell slightly last month, and General Motors workers, they're on strike in Canada. Those stories next. Are you being intimidated by the IRS? Rapid Resolution Tax Group is a team of tax attorneys, enrolled agents, and tax professionals who've helped thousands of people with problems just like yours, and they promise not to let the IRS intimidate you. If you are an individual or business who owes at least $10,000 to the IRS, you can turn to them for help. Has your bank account been levied? Do you have years of unfiled tax returns? Let Rapid Resolution Tax Group intervene for you. They're accredited with and A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they guarantee same-day contact with the IRS. If you qualify, Rapid Resolution Tax Group can work towards settling your tax debt for less, removing penalties and fees, and stopping levies and garnishments. Call the professionals at Rapid Resolution Tax Group at 800-601-2929. That's 800-601-2929. The Federal Reserve's two-day meeting begins today. Investors will be focusing on the timing of the next hike. The National Association of Home Builders reporting its members were slightly less optimistic in August about home sales over the next 6 months. Members cited a decline in traffic by prospective buyers as well as the higher cost of building materials. Economic reports we're following today include an update on housing starts plus the latest import-export numbers. At 2,500, GM workers are on strike in Canada, that in a dispute over job security. The plant manufactures the Chevy Equinox SUV. GM is encouraging workers to end their strike and resume negotiations with the car maker. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
I can't live without it, and I look forward to going to sleep every night to rest my head on a MyPillow. You know, the patented fill gives you the support you need, regardless if you sleep on your back, your side, your stomach. And I love it because it's washable and dryable. You don't have to take it to the cleaners. It's hypoallergenic. And there's a 10-year warranty. Who puts a 10-year warranty on a product unless they truly believe in it? Well, the founder, Mike Lindell, he believes in his product so much that he's the one who implemented the 10-year warranty, but he's also a great patriot, donating 60,000 pillows to hurricane victims in Texas. So if you want to sleep well and lay your head on something that's made in America, do what I did and order your MyPillow. And right now we have 50% off the Disc 4-pack, which is 2 premium MyPillows, king or queen size, and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, all 50% off. Here's what you do. Go to MyPillow.com, type Amy, A-M-Y, in that promo code for 50% off your 4-pack. Or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201.
Does how you feel interfere with your lifestyle? Take control before it does.
Harvard Medical recently published a paper on how to decrease your risk of cancer, heart disease, blood pressure, diabetes, bowel and vision problems. The answer, backed by dozens of studies, is not vitamins. It's eating more fruits and vegetables in their whole, complete form. 4 simple tips that I've used with my patients over the years are: 1. Keep fruits and vegetables where you can see them readily. 2. Get crazy. Explore the produce aisle and choose something new. 3. Make it a meal. Try new recipes that include more vegetables and fruits. And the easiest of all, to get the complete nutrition of 31 different fruits and vegetables every day, take Balance of Nature.
What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Your boy's got breasts. That's how a reporter for Australia's version of 60 Minutes confronted the mother of 12-year-old Patrick Mitchell. Patrick thought he wanted to be a girl, so naturally Patrick's mom rushed out to get him an estrogen prescription. Problem is, Patrick changed his mind. I began to realize I was actually comfortable in my body. Every day I just felt better, said Patrick. It turns out a pre-adolescent child didn't have it all figured out. What a society extols, it begets. According to Gallup, Americans believe approximately 1/4 of the U.S. population is LGBT. That's at least 6 times the actual number of those so identified. The ubiquity of celebrity profiles, characters in movies, TV, theater, and the like of LGBT persons distorts their prevalence in the public's mind. This is not a comment on tolerance or respect, both of which should be afforded every person. Rather, it is a comment on celebrating that which should be concerning, because doing so leads an otherwise loving parent to forfeit their adult judgment and put her 12-year-old in charge of major, life-altering decisions, because doing so leads an otherwise loving parent to hurt their child, as Patrick's mom did. Risk mitigation is an important consideration that smart companies pay attention to in today's complicated business climate. Some of the greatest risks occur when your company hires new employees or when you execute new business financial relationships. When your company hires, leases, or conducts financial transactions, decisions are critical. That's why veteran-owned and operated Global Verification Network is a company you should know. Startups to Fortune 100s trust Global Verification Network, and so should you. They're a background screening and investigative services company dedicated to expert, timely, and affordable background screening services for employment, tenant screening, and business due diligence. Global Verification Network is headquartered in Chicagoland, a federally recognized veteran-owned small business, and never offshores data like many competitors. To request your company's risk analysis without obligation or cost, visit globalverificationnetwork.com or call 877-695-1179. Or visit them online at globalverificationnetwork.com. Global Verification Network, the risk mitigation experts, 877-695-1179.
Worry less with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual saved me almost $800 when I switched my home and auto insurance.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, I got the perfect coverage for us, and I didn't have to worry about skimping on Emma's party.
Oh, well, that explains the...
Pony! Best birthday ever!
Visit us online to get a quote. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide survey of new customers. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Life doesn't stop for car trouble, work, school, dentist appointments, the workout you wouldn't mind skipping. Our cars connect us to our lives, so wouldn't it be reassuring to know that our cars are up to the job? Enter Hum by Verizon, the technology that connects you to your car. Now you can check your car's health from your phone with vehicle diagnostics. Get advice on the go with a certified mechanics hotline. And if Hum detects a collision, it can send help automatically with 24/7 emergency assistance. Get Hum and get where you're going. Learn more at hum.com.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text MONEY15 to 99,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals guide. Text MONEY15 to 99,000. That's MONEY15 to 99,000.
What if hiring could be easier?
less time-consuming, with more qualified candidates and faster results? What if hiring could be smarter? Thanks to ZipRecruiter, it can be. With one click, post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, so you don't spend time wondering where the right candidates are searching. Then ZipRecruiter uses its smart matching technology to scan millions of active resumes and notify the most qualified candidates to apply for your job. And the ZipRecruiter dashboard makes it easy to review, rate, and contact candidates, all in one place. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter makes it simple for growing businesses of all sizes to hire the right people, no matter the industry. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you the results you need. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter.com/work.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
They're doing it again. Legislative leaders looking to raise the state's gas tax at 7:07.
But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
No FBI investigation in Rosemont. We'll have that story and more coming up. WIND Chicago News Time is 7 o'clock.
Big day at the United Nations. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump just tweeted that a few hours before his speech to the UN, writing many good things and some tricky ones happening. Fox's Tanya J. Powers live at the UN in New York.
Well, he also tweeted, "We have a good team," and a member of that team, State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert, gave a preview of his address today on Fox and Friends.
I think the approach that the president is going to take will be a principled realism, where we take a clear-eyed look at the world, but still promote American values.
Now, her boss, Secretary of State Tillerson, will attend President Trump's speech, as will Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He is making a special point to be there for this. Other topics we expect to hear the president hit: North Korea and Iran. Dave.
Tanya, there's more info out today on Paul Manafort, President Trump's former campaign chairman, who was told in the Russian meddling investigation he may be indicted.
That from the New York Times, which says the threat came after federal agents raided his home back in July. And CNN is reporting that Manafort was wiretapped by the feds before and after the 2016 election.
Fox's Jill Nato. Hurricane Maria has decked Dominica, the small Caribbean island hit hard by a Category 5 storm. People on Irma-battered Antigua braced for it.
Just watered up from the last. Left it like that.
She's securing her boarded-up home. Maria and its 160-mile-an-hour max-sustained wind could also do more damage to the Virgin Islands and hit Puerto Rico directly tomorrow. The protests were quieter last night in St. Louis in the anger of a white cop being acquitted in the shooting death of a black suspect.
There were no arrests, no property damage, no violence as we have seen in the last 3 days, which is a good thing. It's worth pointing out perhaps also that it also rained pretty heavily, perhaps playing a role in that.
Fox's Griff Jenkins in St. Louis. There were 3 arrests in Atlanta after a vigil turned into a protest in the police shooting death of a Georgia Tech student over the weekend. Fox News, fair and balanced.
66 degrees. We've had light rain showers this morning. 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Governor Rauner and Mayor Emanuel sending a team to Seattle today as they attempt to lure Amazon to Chicago. However, Governor Rauner seems to be hedging his bets when it comes to luring the new Amazon headquarters with a split perspective, as AM 560's David Stewart reports.
Governor Rauner says he's working with Mayor Emanuel on a joint bid to bring the new Amazon headquarters to the Chicago area. But Rauner also says his office will help with St. Louis's bid for the good that could possibly do Illinois.
We have major population center in Metro East. We have major strategic transportation advantages in Metro East around the St. Louis area, and we will be working in assistance with the St. Louis proposal as well.
A team from Rauner's and Emanuel's offices travels to Seattle Tuesday. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
For now, the FBI will not be investigating the death of a Chicago woman whose body was found earlier this month at a hotel inside a freezer in Rosemont. State police are still searching for the truck driver who struck and killed an Illinois tollway worker along the tri-state in Alsip. A home invasion suspect is in custody following a manhunt that led to a lockdown. Police in Naperville say they began searching for that man who broke into a home in Naperville. That situation prompted a brief lockdown of Neuqua Valley High School. The suspect eventually nabbed in Villa Park. 5 Wheaton College football players facing felony charges following a violent hazing incident from last year. The Tribune is reporting that the suspects are expected to turn themselves in this week on charges of aggravated battery and unlawful restraint. Cubs begin a 2-game set with the Rays in Florida this evening, while the White Sox open up a 3-game set with the Astros, and the Blackhawks drop the puck on the NHL preseason tonight against Columbus. The news service of Napa Auto Parts this month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. When you purchase a set of Napa brakes and rotors, you get up to a $50 discount code towards your favorite fan gear from Fanatics.com. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. 7:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
The biggest conservative event in Chicago is back. It's Freedom Summit 2017, and it's coming to the Westin Chicago Northwest in Itasca on Saturday, November 11th, and it's bigger than ever. This year, see best-selling author and filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza, along with Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, Larry Elder, Joe Walsh, Dan Proft, Amy Jacobson, and many more. Tickets are on sale now at freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com. Sponsored in part by Chicago Anesthesia and Pain Specialists.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. Every day people ask me, Jay, did I miss out? Have the rates gone up? The answer is no. Rates are still low, and it's a perfect time to refinance your home, especially if your mortgage rate is higher than 4.25%. If you'd like to lower your interest rate and save thousands of dollars in interest without starting over on a new 30-year loan, a Quicken Loans Yorgage is what you're looking for. With our exclusive Yorgage, you can choose a term that works best for you, anywhere from 8 to 30 years. The rate today on an 8-year Yorgage is 3.25%, APR 3.67%. For 7 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation for customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the 4th year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to quickenloans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
7:06 and a check of your morning commute in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. The latest with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Michael. Earlier crashes and earlier rain made things heavy on the Kennedy outbound at Kimball. The right lane remains blocked after early morning crash. It is an hour and 6 minutes from downtown to O'Hare. Also a little slow there to Canfield. Inbound 47 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Eden's 32 minutes, Lake Cook to the junction, outbound 22. The Eisenhower's 1 hour from Thorndale to the post office, outbound 47 minutes. Stevenson 52 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 49. Ryan 26 minutes, 95th to downtown, I-57. 40 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop Ford 33. Northbound Lakeshore Drive, heavy 18th Drive to Jackson. Tri-State southbound heavy, 120 to Everett. Northbound, 127th to the Stevenson, Roosevelt to Irving Park. Adams Tollway's okay. Reagan Tollway a bit tight. Naperville Road to 355 and 83 to the Tri-State. Veterans Memorial delays. Fountain to Maple from the Reagan Tollway to Roosevelt. The Army Trail toll to 290. There's slight delays in both directions on 53. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
A morning shower with thunderstorm in spots. Otherwise, clouds and sun today with a high 79. Mostly cloudy tonight with areas of fog after midnight, low 64. Tomorrow, clouds and sun, high 89 and a low 70. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560. The Answer.
In Chicago, currently clouds and 66. Next news coming up at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by The Lou Bridges Show, a show about the truth of the foreclosure crisis. Saturday mornings at 8 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Before we get to the gas tax, and we'll take your calls on your excitement to have the price at the pump increased by the politicians in Springfield, 312-642-5600, Turnkey.pro, answer line, 64636DA, Turnkey.pro, text line. But before we do that, we have to say goodbye to a dear friend of the show. Very sad news that came over the wire this morning.
Yeah, Sergeant Mark Evans, who created Pizza for Patriots, died on Friday from natural causes, 58 years old. But he dedicated his life to his family and to this country. He was in the Air Force Reserves for 26 years and always felt that he had a higher calling to help those who were serving. So in 2008, he sat down to dinner with his son, and they're like, what can we do that's different? What can we do to bring some comfort, to bring some, home comforts to people who are serving? They said, you know what? A slice of pizza. What's more American than pizza? So they worked with DHL for a while and then other carriers to deliver almost 200,000 pizzas to men and women serving in really remote parts of this world. I mean, I remember him sitting here telling us about how they airdropped pizza and soda to this place in Afghanistan.
Right.
And it started with Super Bowl Sunday. And then it led into the 4th of July, and then it led to serving those in veteran hospitals. So he worked and lived serving others. And he's really just a heart of gold, and he will be sorely missed. The organization isn't going away. Pizza for Patriots is going to, continue in his honor. But it's just a lot of heavy hearts here this morning.
Yeah, we would have him on the show routinely, usually around the holidays when he was doing one of his pizza drops, if you will, to profile the organization and also catch up with respect to his daughter, one of his daughters, Air Force pilot, flying the big air refueling tankers, so kind of following in his footsteps. Very passionate guy about serving military families, about helping the men and women deployed overseas, and so it's very sad and sudden to hear of this, and we wanted to mark Sergeant Pizza, Mark Evans's good works, and also let people know that the organization will continue on in his name and to continue the good work that he did for military men and women. So with that, switch gears, talk about something much less redeeming. This story, the state's gas tax, fresh off the income and corporate income taxes with no spend reforms in July. You remember that. This comes to us, a Champaign reporter based in Champaign for the CBS affiliate down there. 4 legislative leaders to meet this week draw up a capital bill to fund road construction. New taxes on gas and services are on the table. And that's confirmed by State Representative Dan Brady, who's a Republican from Bloomington. On the gas tax, I don't know how high we'll go.
Oh, my gosh.
But certainly the governor and others want a capital bill. We want a capital bill. Our infrastructure is crying for a capital bill in the state of Illinois. I think that a gas tax increase may absolutely be where we can come together. Whether that's a 5% increase, I don't know.
5%?
That's going to be the ultimate debate. How high? So it's not about raising it, says State Representative Dan Brady. It's about how high it will be raised. And this from Senate President Cullerton's office, his spokesman, John Patterson, formerly of the Daily Herald.
Yeah, I know who he is.
It's always interesting. One of those guys who goes from the Chicago or Springfield press corps covering politics. They always end up working for a Democrat. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I know they're not. I know they're totally objective.
Oh, of course they are.
When they're journalists. I know they're totally objective.
And they probably triple their salaries then when they move over.
They have no worldview. No worldview, totally objective, no biases infuse their reporting. They are superhumans as journalists. Play it right down the middle. And then they always go work for Democrats. It's fascinating. John Patterson, speaking for Democrat Senate President Cullerton, said, my understanding is Republican leaders were interested in having a discussion among the leaders. And the Senate President always enjoys working with his colleagues across the aisle. I'm not aware of any set agenda. So the other thing they do is they give the same answers that they'd roll their eyes to when they were journalists. This pap that Patterson spews about Senate President Cullerton's love of working with his colleagues, blah, 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 blah. Here's the deal. This will ensure that Chicagoans continue to pay the highest price at the pump in the land. So that's the good news. Because we want to lead the way. I mean, that's what we voted for as a state. So isn't this great? The gas tax increase on top of the highest property taxes in the land, on top of already, before the tax increase in July, the highest local and state combined tax burden in the land. You seeing a nice return on your investment? If you're not, maybe if you've been voting for Madigan and Cullerton and their minions, this is a time to reflect on that in advance of primary elections in March and general elections in November of next year. And that goes for Madigan Republican tax hikers too, 15 of which I've personally targeted for removal. Fire the 15 who raised your income and corporate income taxes with no spend reforms. Madigan Republicans. And now we have them doubling down. You think they're chastened by experience? No. You know how they get chastened by experience? They get replaced. That's the only way. Let's be real clear about it. So if you like being fleeced every time you turn around, if you liked...
Well, I think I'm getting robbed.
Well, if you want someone to grab you by the collar and steal your lunch money every time you walk out your door, then keep it up. Here's the deal with Illinois, and this is something else we've talked about before. We should have receipts at the pump that break out the cost of gas, the cost to fill up your car, so that you understand that it's not the big oil companies that are driving Chicago to pay the highest gas prices in the nation. It's big government. Big government. Illinois state sales tax, 14 cents. Illinois environmental tax, 8 cents. You're in Cook County, Chicago, 11 cent excise tax. Illinois excise tax, 19 cents. Federal tax, 18 cents. County home rule tax, 4 cents. Home rule sales tax, 3 cents. RTA, Regional Transportation Authority sales tax, 2 cents.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, some of my gas dollars go to the RTA?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So this adds up.
Why do I have to give them anything?
Yeah. This is why we pay higher prices than the national average, generally speaking, and Chicagoans pay the most. Right now, prior to this pending gas tax increase, Illinois, 11th in the country, 11th highest gasoline tax burden in the country. And by the way, here we go again. More expensive, of course, higher taxes than any of our neighboring states.
Of course.
So when you go across to Indiana to buy everything else, including a home, Scott on the west side, you're in Chicago's Morning Answer.
Morning, Dan and Amy. Thanks for taking my call. Well, Dan, my question to you is, which tax is going to solve the revenue problem that Illinois has had since I've lived here in 1991? The increase in the income tax was supposed to do it. The increase in the sales tax was supposed to do it. The increase in the property tax was supposed to do it. The increase in the cigarette tax was supposed to do it. The increase in the pop tax was supposed to do it. The lottery was supposed to do it.
I want to see how long you can keep going.
None of those things have ever done it.
Scott, that's an excellent point, and I've got some good news for you. It's the gas tax increase that's going to do it.
Yeah, this is really going to do it. This is going to put us over the top.
Well, I'm glad we finally figured it out.
Yes, thanks for the call,
Thanks,
Scott.
Oh, I love Scott.
Well done. Exactly.
That's perfect.
The same scam over and over and over again.
Look at your parking receipt, too, because you know how you can go on your app and purchase a parking spot? 70 cents. 70 cents goes to city taxes.
Well, on the gas, one thing to remember, unlike most states, sales taxes here are increase as the price increases. So you're getting
that's great.
You're getting taxed on the tax because it's a percentage.
Double whammy. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Right. It's
Where
only
did
one.
I want to see that.
Illinois is only one of 7 states that apply a state sales tax to gas purchases. One of 7 states. So you're paying sales tax on all of the other taxes. You see? Mark in Plainfield, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. To answer Scott's question, the reason those tax increases didn't work is government vastly overestimated the revenues and then immediately started spending those overestimations. In theory, I could get behind the gas tax because 5% is roughly 13 cents. 5 years ago, we were paying $2 more a gallon. So thank you, fracking. The only reason I wouldn't support the gas tax is, like I said, they're going to overestimate the revenues and immediately start spending them. If they were just, say, increase at 5% and freeze spending and wait a year to see where revenues actually come in, then maybe it's a good idea.
Maybe the gas tax increase is a good idea?
If they freeze spending, think about it.
Yeah.
So we're paying $2 more a gallon.
Yeah.
If we were able to afford that, we could afford 13 cents. The problem isn't revenue generation, it's spending. But at some point, you are going to have to bring in additional revenues. So tax gas, but don't do this capital thing until you actually know what the gas revenues are. Because like you said, how many people are going to go to Wisconsin or Indiana or any other bordering states? The only people that are going to be paying it are those that need the gas right away or those stuck in the middle of the state.
See, Mark, here's the problem, though, with what you're suggesting. You're starting from a basis without context. Tax,
what do you mean?
We have taxed and borrowed and spent to the point we have $250 billion in debt. So this idea, oh, no, increasing the gas tax is okay, but just know that you've got the revenue for what you want. Wait a second. Full stop.
Spending.
Not free spending. No, not free spending. We have got to no. We have got to completely rethink how we spend from the ground up. You want to start something over? Start Illinois state government over.
Well,
infrastructure. I'm not done.
Well, you're making no sense.
It's making a lot of sense.
So, really, how am I not making sense, Mark?
Well, how do you fund government without taxes? I said free spending, so spending is constant. So if you increase taxes, you have more revenue. So therefore, the deficit is either smaller or eliminated.
Mark. See, we're going to have a conversation where we don't impose on somebody something they didn't say. When did I say we're not going to have taxes?
Well, that's what you're implying.
No, I'm not implying it. That's silliness.
Well, then restate your position. I'm sorry.
Goodbye, Mark. So here's my position. It's real simple. Mark starts from everything we have now is acceptable, and so now we just go forward and say, let's figure out how we're going to increase taxes again with a phony baloney spending freeze. We're spending beyond our means at present. I mean, Ronner's back saying that budget that was passed, even with the massive tax increases, we got to fix the budget. It's not balanced and it's not in good shape. Now we're trying to lower our interest costs by refinancing some debt. It doesn't solve our problems. It's going to require more cuts to service that bond offering. Right. So you understand where we are, Mark? We're not starting. We didn't incorporate the state yesterday. All of these legacy costs that Illinois have, all of the structural infirmities that are throwing off liabilities we cannot finance. Spending freeze? The hell are you talking about? You don't know. Snap out of it. And you're supposed to be somebody on the center right who's paying attention. The hell's wrong with you? $250 billion in debt. $30 billion in assets. Highest local and state combined tax burden. How many times do I have to say it before it penetrates your cranium? Highest combined local and state tax burden in the country before the income and corporate income tax increases in July. Did you hear what Scott from the West Side just did? Ticking down all of the taxes and all of the scams. And we could go through all of the bond issues and all of the borrowing as well. Because that, of course, is just a backdoor tax increase. Who pays for that, Mark? The bond fairy? I mean, highest property taxes in the nation. Your home is collateral for somebody else's pension. Well, maybe we should see if we can figure out how to do this. What are you talking about? The only thing that is possible is handcuffs on the political class at every level and a complete
starting from scratch of state government. Medicaid, K-12, infrastructure spend, public sector pensions. Those 4 areas, that's where 90% of the money is spent. If you're not talking about completely rethinking them rather than propagating how we do any of those things, which is what you're talking about, Mark, from Plainfield, just propagating this worst-run government in the history of America, then you're not serious about improving the quality of life in Illinois. You're not making sense, and you're not thinking, and you're not connecting dots. And it's time for these kind of Republicans, big government Republicans, to snap out of it. Goodness sakes. Philip on the northwest side.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Dan, I don't think you have low T at all. I think you're doing just fine.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'd just like to tell you that, I'm paying $500 to $700 a week just in local tolls on my one truck. One truck. One. I mean, anybody can stand in front of the tollway and just see how many trucks we got going through. Every time communists are your leaders, they sell you shortages. It's a good thing Mike Madigan's not English. Probably twice as much.
Thanks for the call. Well, yeah, we've lost $30 billion in GDP. It just walked out of the state in the form of human beings who've left. Mm-hmm. And we're starting from the baseline of today going forward to figure it out, rather than rethinking the entirety of this kleptocracy. It's incredible to me that otherwise smart center-right people can't piece this together. Thank you, sir. May I have another? That should be the new state motto. Randy in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I have the solution, but first I want to thank everyone in Illinois who comes up to Walworth County, Lake Geneva every weekend and, has their summer house and pays massive amount of taxes for their property and money they spend. Thank you very much. It's great for my school.
Yes, we're very happy for you.
Yes, but to Scott's answer, I think maybe a 95% income tax. I'm not sure. You think that would do it?
Well, I mean, it's something to consider. I'll tell you what, we'll send that down to Springfield, see who salutes. Thanks for the call, Randy. Kevin in Northfield.
Dan, you're completely right, and the goofball on the phone a few minutes ago is 100% wrong. Most people don't get the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. Most people know someone who has $1 million. But $1 billion is such an unbelievable number. It's 100 million. The difference, a million seconds is something like 9 days. You know how long 1 billion seconds is?
Longer.
Something like 18 years, some ungodly number. People don't get the difference. So when you say 250 million, 250 times 100 times a million, or times 1,000 times a million, it's an unbelievable number, $250 billion. It's ungodly.
Well, especially when your general revenue fund budget is $35 billion, round numbers, rounding to the nearest middle. 33, 35, $36 billion. $250 billion in debt with pension funds that are circling the drain.
Shocking.
And you think this is going to come from where? Where do people think this is going to come from? How do they think this is going to end? Thanks for the call, Kevin. Paul on the south side.
The article that I have not yet read is how high would taxes have to go for the city, county, and state of Illinois to not only balance their budgets, but to retire their debt.
It's infinity. I mean, it's fiction. This is fairy tale math. This whole state is fairy tale math. Thanks for the call, Paul. Sean in Elmwood Park.
You know, the cancer of socialism, the quicksand of it, is that it deceives people like that caller who hasn't had an original thought in his life. How much of the gas that you're taxing, that you're banking the return on, the people already pay for? Do you have any idea how many people have the Illinois gas cards? How many people work? All these people that work for these politicians. And these politicians themselves do not pay for gas. So if you're going to pass a tax on the people, what the people have an obligation to do is make damn well sure that the guy who passes it pays it. So I'm going to tell you what. I called Brady yesterday, which was an enlightening conversation. He's a wonderful man, but as clueless as that last caller. If you're going to pass a gas tax, I want some Republican with an IQ over 60 to make sure that what goes along with that bill is that the people pay for no more gas. You want to pay for cops and firemen? Fine. And that's it. Because as we sit here right now, every wannabe mobster, half-connected, I got a guy is getting his gas paid for by us. Every single one. So you're taxing your own money. Morons.
Thanks for the call, Sean. Well, yeah, I mean, the whole, check the list of gas cards at your local municipality, your local units of government. Rob in Peoria.
Yeah, the only tax that's going to solve our problem is a re-election tax. Every time they run again,
I like
we hit them with a big tax. And since they like to make the taxes retroactive, let's make it retroactive. So I figure Cullerton and his buddy Madigan probably owe us about $15-20 million by now.
Love it. Thanks for the call, Rob.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties. To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text MONEY15 to 99,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals guide. Text MONEY15 to 99,000. That's MONEY15 to 99,000.
Whether you like it or not, winter is right around the corner. As the leaves start to turn, you may be wondering if the vehicle you depend on every day to take the kids to school, run errands, and get to work is prepared to handle another Chicagoland winter. Don't worry, Joe Cotton Ford has you covered during their Ford SUV sales event. Now through September 30th, you'll save thousands when you select from hundreds of in-stock new Ford SUVs and crossovers. As one of the highest repeat customer dealerships in Chicagoland, the team at Joe Cotton Ford has been working with generations of Ford buyers and their families. They'll offer you a different car buying experience. In fact, your satisfaction is their top priority. And remember, Joe Cotton Ford is open in both sales and service. They service all vehicles, even on Saturday. It's easy. Schedule your service appointment now at joecottonford.com. Get to Joe Cotton Ford today and drive home your new Ford car, truck, or SUV. Gary and North Avenue and Carroll Stream or at joecottonford.com. That's joecottonford.com.
AM 560. The Answer.
Oh, nice. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Is Schaumburg the best place to live in Illinois? Question mark.
How about in the country? We'll discuss. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
We're tracking Hurricane Maria this morning. For us, we've had some nice, refreshing light rain showers and 66 degrees. But Maria has winds, rain, and 160-mile-an-hour devastating gusts that tore the roof off the Prime Minister's residence in Dominica. Mind-boggling devastation, they're saying, as the hurricane plunges into a region already ravaged by Hurricane Irma. President Trump expected to keep much of the focus on dangerous countries when he speaks to the UN General Assembly for the first time this morning. Police at Georgia Tech University say they've arrested 3 in Atlanta after a vigil for a student killed by police turned violent. Protests in St. Louis have not ended, but there was no violence following the latest demonstrations overnight. Governor Rahm Emanuel sending a team to Seattle today as they attempt to lure Amazon to Chicago, but Governor Rahm seems to be splitting his betting on Chicago and on the Metro East area of St. Louis. Meantime, a sales pitch for leaders from Gary, Indiana to Amazon, citing Indiana's pro-business environment and saying Amazon would get the benefits of being 30 miles from Chicago while being in the best business climate in the country. The FBI will not be investigating the death of a Chicago woman whose Body was found earlier this month at a hotel freezer in Rosemont. 5 Wheaton College football players are facing felony charges for a violent hazing incident that took place in March of 2016. Search is underway to find a man accused of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a woman a week ago in Country Club Hills. And we're checking the Chicago sports, where the Cubs begin a 2-game series with the Rays in Florida this evening. Sox open a 3-game set with the Astros, and the Blackhawks drop the puck on the NHL preseason today in Columbus. The news service of BakeryWork.com. Now hiring experienced maintenance mechanics needed to maintain and repair bakery machinery. Apply now. Positions open in Romeoville, Cicero, and Chicago. Competitive compensation and benefits packages. Apply now at BakeryWork.com. That's BakeryWork.com. 7:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Come to Cabela's Great Outdoor Days with special events and giveaways, plus doorbusters for 5 hours only, starting 8 a.m. Saturday, August 12th. Shop in-store and at Cabela's.com.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Gavalis, Joshi, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
Hi, this is Jeff from Basement Flood Protector. Your sump pump is the only thing in your home standing in the way of water rushing in and damaging the personal belongings you care so deeply about. Yet it is often the most overlooked and unappreciated system in your home. Your car has a check engine light, your computer warns against viruses, and your fridge tells you when to change the filter. So why shouldn't a sump pump warn you if there's a risk of losing tens of thousands of dollars in water damage? A pump that just beeps warnings at you is no good if you don't hear it. Over the decades of our business, we've experienced and analyzed every reason why people's homes flood. With today's technology, we believe that flooding is not just unacceptable, it is now completely preventable. That's why today's best practice for flood prevention is to install a protector system with built-in self-testing and notification. We are Basement Flood Protector. Protecting homes from flooding is all we do. I invite you to call today at 800-238-0822 or visit don'tflood.com to learn more and for no-nonsense pricing. That's 800-238-0822 or don'tflood.com. Use the call letters of this station for a 5% discount.
I hate cleaning my gutters. I kept hearing ads for that gutter guard system, so I thought, why not? I'll get an estimate. I was shocked. I never thought gutter guards could cost so much. Then I heard about Spring Rock gutter guards. The estimate is free, so it made sense to at least compare them. I was shocked again by how much money they saved me. I'm talking thousands, like enough to take my family to Disney World. They take a different approach to gutter protection. A completely closed design keeps all types of debris out of your gutters. Sure, those higher-priced systems may keep the leaves out, but Spring Rock gets the job done at up to half the price with no compromise on quality. Spring Rock also comes with the same lifetime warranty. If the gutter system ever clogs, they will clean it out for free, no questions asked. Same result for less money. That's smart. There's more than one option when it comes to gutter guards. Compare today and save at springrockgutters.com or call 708-571-0632. Special financing is available. Drain your gutters, not your wallet.
7:37. Check of your morning commute. Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center time. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Mike. Southbound 53 is heavy. Dundee to Kirchhoff and Beesterfield, Thorndale. Northbound from the Adams Tollway to Kirchhoff. Delays on 8094 westbound Broadway to Claw. Eden's 38 minutes. Lake Cook Junction outbound 24. Kennedy 58 minutes. O'Hare to downtown outbound an hour and 4 minutes. And a crash at Addison on the right lane. The Eisenhower's an hour and 5 minutes. Thorndale to the post office outbound an hour. Stevenson an hour and 7 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive outbound 49 minutes. Ryan, 27 minutes, 95th to downtown. Tri-State southbound, stop and go 21 to Everett. Northbound, 127th, most of the way to 31st. Roosevelt to Irving Park. Tolls are heavy. Traffic service of account temps. Finding highly skilled accounting and finance professionals can be a challenge. Let Account Temps help. With Account Temps' extensive network of accounting and finance candidates, you can be sure to find a professional with skills for your hiring needs. Visit AccountTemps.com. Account Temps, Robert Half Company. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. A morning thunderstorm and rain showers have crossed the area. Much needed rain has fallen over the entire state. We'll have a warm day shaping up for the later afternoon. A high near 79. Cloudy and warm overnight, low 64. And a high near the record high of 91 tomorrow. We should top out at 89. Currently, we have 66 in clouds at O'Hare, 68 at Midway. Your next news update is at 8, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Are you sure your business is being seen online? Visit beingseen360.com to discover how being seen online can improve traffic, leads, and sales. beingseen360.com.
When you've got questions, he always has an answer. It's Sean Hannity this afternoon at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy were talking about the gas tax increase that's being bandied about among legislative leaders in Springfield, apparently.
To allegedly pay for infrastructure repairs?
Capital bill. Right. Yeah, right.
Do you think it'll really go toward that anyway?
Well, sure. I mean, this is the way to farm out work. This is the government-centric view. I mean, yes, we have to invest in infrastructure, and infrastructure is our comparative advantage in the global economy. Surface, air, waterways, agree with all that, concede all that. And so it should be invested in and maintained. We haven't done that because we play games with everything else. And so they want to continue all the other games that they're playing and all the other profligate spending they conduct, and then also increase taxes to address an actual need that has gone under addressed because of what they're doing in every other space, right? So that's the shell game they play. And then people buy it. So, well, of course we want to invest in infrastructure. Well, yeah. But it shouldn't be new revenue. It should be running your state government such that you can make rolling, proper, surgical, strategic investments in something that provides great value to Illinois families, which is our infrastructure. That's how you do it. That's how an adult does it. If you're a kleptocrat, you do it the way we do it. And so the question, or the shocking thing I saw, this CNN Money report, best places to live in the country by Hamlet. This is a series that started in 1987, so 3 decades in, and
lo and behold, look at number 9.
Some of the places are not going to surprise you. Some will.
No.
Fishers, Indiana. I'm not familiar with Fishers,
no
Indiana.
idea where that is.
And my real estate agent is going to become.
Allen, Texas is number 2.
So, yeah, someplace in Texas. That's not surprising. Monterey Park, California. I'm sure it's Tech City.
And my favorite, number 4, Franklin, Tennessee. If you have not been, you should go. And apparently now you should live there, too.
Isn't that where David French lives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he
David
lives
French
there.
from National Review.
It's great. They have a Civil War site there, too, that you have to see.
Mule capital of the world.
It's what?
Mule
yeah,
capital
that's
of the
right.
world. Yeah. Olive Branch, Mississippi, number 5. Dickinson, North Dakota.
Lone Tree, Colorado, number 7.
And then it gets a little surprising.
Because you go to Jersey?
North Arlington, New Jersey.
It's New
That's
Jersey.
surprising. And number 9.
Coming in at number 9 is?
Best place to live in America. So by definition, the best place to live in Illinois.
Yeah.
Schaumburg.
Yay! The city of shiny buildings.
The city of Woodfield Mall.
The city of strip malls. There has got to be more strip malls in Schaumburg than any community.
They the way they rank this is by looking at a number of categories: cost of living, the economy, education, housing, crime, convenience, cultural and recreational amenities, overall sense of pleasantness.
Well, the property taxes are low because they have such juggernauts as Woodfield Mall and other large corporations.
No.
That lowers their property taxes.
They're not low.
They're not low in
No,
Schaumburg?
No, they're not low.
My relatives moved there.
I'm happy for them. We've done the analysis. Schaumburg is getting hammered just like every other
Really?
place in Illinois with confiscatory property taxes that are a multiple of the national average. Absolutely. Home values declining. In Schaumburg, real dollars. We've looked at the numbers. So no. So yeah, that's why it's surprising it's surprising any place in Illinois, in New Jersey, would be in California. Less extent, Silicon Valley is kind of insulated from reality, but Schaumburg certainly isn't. That's a upper middle income community. And the hammering that we all take with respect to cost of living, jobs, I mean, I guess Woodfield insulates them from the job climate in the corporate campuses there, insulates them from the overall job climate in Illinois a little bit. Education, yeah. I don't know. This seems like it's a bit of a surface skimmy analysis. Not that Schaumburg isn't lovely and a great community.
Oh, no.
But I mean, and I'm not talking, when I talk about Illinois, of course, I mean, I've got like this goofball Dan Johnson Weinberger, who I know is like a leftist University of Chicago red who trolls me on Twitter. When I talk about the state and we make fun of the state and we say, is Schaumburg the best place to live in Illinois? Is that like asking which is that like arguing about which is the tallest skyscraper in Wichita, to borrow a Bill Buckleyism? We're not talking about the communities. We're talking about the government. We're talking about the government, of course. The reason I'm in Illinois is because I love this state. Chicago's a great city, a lot of great communities. I like where I grew up in Wheaton.
Wheaton wasn't on the list, Dan.
I know.
Got to work on that. Mount Prospect was one year.
Got to work on the new list.
Quickly, text message from Katie, one of our listeners. She said Fishers, Indiana is right next to Carmel, Indiana.
Oh, Carmel
and that's
is hot.
That's where my friend's looking at moving to because of the tax. She'd save tens of thousands of dollars a year if she got up and moved her family there.
Carmel is popping, from what I understand.
Yes. And Fishers, Indiana is the suburb right next to Carmel.
All right.
So there you go.
Carmel,
Write that down.
Fishers. All right. Call United Van Lines.
We used to-
Ralph and Rantoul, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning. By the way, it's Carmel if it's on the West Coast. In Indiana, it's just Carmel.
Oh, sure. Thank you for the accent correction. Carmel, Indiana.
Yeah, no problem. Whether their mayor will ever be Clint Eastwood, I don't know. But, hey, here's the thing. I don't think that people understand all the numbers because they can't relate to them. So say median income is, say, $50,000. If you told somebody, if you ran your household budget with credit card debt of $500,000, 10 times what you normally bring in during a year, how would you ever pay off the debt? And all these little piddly taxes right now are just going to try. It's just an attempt to make that minimum monthly payment that the credit card people are so happy to figure out for people who are saddled with debt. And the reality is, if all you ever did, if you had 10 times your annual income in debt, if all you ever did was pay the minimum monthly, you'd never, ever, ever erase that giant pile. So you got two choices. Number one, make the debt go away. And a lot of these pension obligations and things like that, you can't go away because statutorily they're guaranteed like forever. So that option's off the table. The other one is find cash, like magic cash. They know that. So all these other taxes, they're touting that as this magic cash they're finding. The problem is, though, unless they sell off half the assets in the state and the government just takes that money and says, thank you very much, we need to raise $250 billion, so we're taking half the state, and they sell that to foreign entities, they will never find that cash. I think the problem is so huge. Rauner knows it. Madigan doesn't care. He created it. The problem is so huge, I don't know how the state will ever get out of it unless they default. Somehow, default has to become legal at some point in the future because Illinois cannot pay their debt, ever.
Thanks for the call, Ralph. Harry in Wilmette has an idea.
Yes, Illinois, as we all know, has the best government that money can buy, and might require some constitutional changes. But we would simply, instead of holding elections, establish the equivalent of state treasury GoFundMe accounts. And on the election day, and then what we would do is on election day, whoever has the most money in their account would win. All the money from all the accounts goes to the treasury. And looking at next year, we got Rauner versus Pritzker. If we did it on the federal level, if we got the Chinese and Russians bidding for our Senate seat or the electoral votes, God knows how much those would be worth. So, that's an untapped source of funds that might be worth looking at.
Thanks for the call here and the great idea about GoFundMe accounts as the path to the state's salvation. I find that very entertaining.
Good luck getting people to donate.
Leslie Munger, who was the state comptroller, she's great. She did, going back to Ralph O'Toole, she did something exactly to break down these astronomical, unfathomable numbers. She just put it in the context of a household budget. And I don't remember the numbers exactly, but it was basically like, you've got $6,000 in bills on your table. You've got another $6,000 coming in every day. You've got $100 in your checking account. Solve the equation.
Right.
I'm kind of rounding those numbers.
For it. Then you could analyze and feel the depth of how much debt we're in.
Right, and how there's no way out. To right. Ralph and Rantoule's point, there's no way out. $100 in your checking account, and you've got thousands of dollars in bills on your kitchen table, and you've got thousands of dollars in bills coming every single day in your mailbox. Get out of it. You can't. You can't by paying it down, even with the power to tax. David in Wonder Lake.
Hey, I'm amazed I got on. Thanks for taking the call.
Pleasure.
Listen, my philosophy of how I've lived my life, and I have tried to teach my kids this, is simply more money does not solve money problems.
That's lunacy.
No, it's not.
I'm kidding. Yes, of course. Right. I understand. That's lunacy in this state. That is, you might as well be speaking a foreign language. No,
exactly.
more money doesn't solve money problems because it's
exactly. And there's you could look at celebrities and athletes galore and find example after example.
Your point being it's sort of a discipline management issue.
Well, yeah, but when money's tight, you got to cut. I mean, I don't have cable TV. I've got an antenna on my roof.
There you go.
Old school. I like it.
Somebody there doesn't cut. They don't have the mentality.
Thanks for the call, okay. David. Appreciate that perspective. Robin in Pecatonica.
Hey, Dan. Love the show. Wanted to take the other side of the worst city to live in Illinois. According to 24/7 Wall Street, that is Rockford, the hellhole, the cesspool of northern Illinois. 4 times the national violent crime rate, 22% below poverty. It is the worst place to live in Illinois. And the taxes, I believe, are second to Cook County. So, you know what? This is important.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Robin. Well, I mean, I was just in Rockford a couple weeks ago for a fundraiser for the state rep up there, John Cabello, and, gave them the same distillation of property taxation, just the property taxation that I've given on this show and around the state. And, yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you destroy your manufacturing base and you destroy your regional economy. It's not just Chicago. It's not just the south suburbs. It's mid-sized urban centers all over the state, and they've got a crime problem. And the schools are not producing results at exorbitant prices, ever escalating prices, outpacing enrollment increases by, the typical factor of 6, 7, 10. And then you just continue to shrink your economic base, trying to squeeze every red cent out of everyone who's left until you completely hollow out a metropolitan area. And it's happened in Rockford. It's happened in other regions of the state. It's happening in Chicago. It's a real thing. Tom in Deer Park.
You were talking about a potential gas tax and where the revenues from that tax might go or might not go, and I just wanted to call and give you an example. About 10 years ago when Governor Blagojevich was governor, he came out with a program for lifetime hunting and fishing for Illinois residents. I think it was about $500, and by doing the math, it seemed to be a pretty good deal for a guy like me. So I bought it, and it's in my possession. Though I hunt and fish out of state mostly. All that money that was collected from that program, from what I read, never went into the Department of Natural Resources. It all went into the general fund. That's the sinkhole of Illinois.
Yeah.
Blagojevich stole that money from the taxpayers that were interested in natural resources.
Thanks for the call, Tom. Good example. Peggy on the north side.
Hi. I just wanted to give you a piece of information. $1 million is a briefcase, like an attaché case, full of $100 bills. It's $1 million. $1 billion is an outhouse filled with $100 bills. It's a little bigger than attaché case.
Do you have
How do you know this?
Do you have $1 billion and an outhouse?
I don't get Well, how many attaché cases can you fit in one, right?
How many attaché cases can you fit in an outhouse?
And $1 trillion is a warehouse full of $100 bills. That might make it a little easier to visualize it. And I really appreciate the guy that went through the list of things that we've been taxed for. And I thought, my God, we've been taxed. Must have been 12 things on his list.
Yeah, and that's just off the top of his head. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the call, Peggy. Appreciate it.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
What if you could enjoy total peace of mind when it comes to home security? What if the best technology came from a local company who puts the customer's needs first? Alarm Detection Systems is the right choice for an alarm system with complete control from your phone or tablet. Know when your children arrive home from school. View live streaming video. Check up on your pets. Receive alerts for extreme temperatures. Know if leaks or floods have been detected. Get real-time text alerts sent to your phone. Family-owned and operated since 1968, Alarm Detection Systems understands that nothing is more important than the safety of your family. Your security system will be monitored by our central station in Aurora, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alarm Detection Systems is an authorized Honeywell equipment dealer. Our on-site security consultation is always free. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6322. That's 630-844-6322. Alarm license number 127000143.
Looking to secure financing on a new home or refinance your existing mortgage? You need to do what I did and call David Hochberg over there at Pearl Mortgage and get approved to purchase a home before speaking with a realtor. Other lenders will pre-approve you, but David will approve you for a mortgage to purchase a home. That's right. You'll be approved for a mortgage before you purchase this home, so you'll know exactly what you can afford. But more importantly, with the Team Hochberg loan approval, all of your offers stand out to other sellers and sellers' realtors because you'll be able to close within 10 days of signing a purchase contract. So here's what you do. Call Team David right now and get in touch with one of their approval officers. Call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. David has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but he can't help you if you don't call. 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an Eagle Housing Lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee, 4358 NMLS 19186.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
Oh, I had my joints all ached. My sciatic nerve was really bad. Like 10 hours, my eyes were so tired and heavy and almost burning. And then when I woke up in the morning, there was this nagging pain. I mean, it hurt to open them. And just in a week, I don't have the nagging pain anymore. My joints stopped hurting, and I'm in wood season. I'm lugging wood right now, and I'm not hurting. So that's, amazing for me. I'm usually really suffering. It's pretty effective. And so now, like I said, my husband and I are both taking it, and he even said his joints aren't aching as much, and he's feeling better.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code CHICAGO. With Continental Audi of Naperville, you get a different kind of buying experience. Straight talk and no hassle. Plus, Continental Audi has a huge selection of Audis to choose from. And for a limited time, lease a 2017 Audi A4 Premium for $399 a month. The Audi A4 is one of the best in its class. Or lease a 2018 Audi A6 for $579 a month. Plus, Continental has a test track to get in and really drive. Drive an Audi and feel the difference. Drive an Audi from Continental and experience the difference in an exceptional dealer. ContinentalAudi.com or Continental Audi in Naperville on Aurora Avenue at Ogden Avenue. Going beyond the sale, experience the Continental Audi difference, where smiles are standard equipment. ContinentalAudi.com. 36-month lease, A4 4114 due, A6 4694 due. At signing plus tax data license and acquisition fee extra must qualify through Audi Financial Services. See dealer for details.
Are you satisfied that your business is being seen effectively online? Call 866-SEEN-360. That's 866-SEEN-360 and discover how you can capture a larger share of traffic, leads, and sales from your online advertising. Call 866-SEEN-360 for a proven system to market your business online that includes unique reporting that tracks and confirms that you're being seen. Call today and talk to a digital expert who can provide your business with a comprehensive strategy. That's 866-SEEN-360.
It's news, opinion, insight. It's AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago.
He says he wants the UN to regain the trust of the people around the world. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump getting ready to deliver his first address at the General Assembly. Fox's Tanya J. Powers live at the UN in New York.
Well, Dave, we expect the president to make the few blocks trip over from Trump Tower in the next half hour or so. Now, earlier this morning, he tweeted, "Big day at the United Nations. Many good things and some tricky ones happening." In keeping with his America First message, he is expected to argue that nations should act in their own self-interest, yet rally together when faced with a common threat like North Korea. By the way, the North Korean delegation will be seated in the front row. Now, he's also expected to touch on Iran's nuclear agenda as well as the fight against terrorism in Syria and elsewhere, Dave.
Tanya, Donald Trump Jr. wants more privacy, so he's asking for less security. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
Fox News has confirmed the president's eldest son has elected to forego Secret Service protection. Trump Jr. was said to be seeking more privacy. The president's other children and grandchildren will continue to be covered by the agency. The news follows reports the Secret Service has become overburdened by the size and lifestyle of the Trump family, which frequently travels around the globe for business. Dave?
John, the president's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, isn't just under investigation in the Russian campaign meddling probe. CNN reports he was wiretapped in 2014 and then again after the election. Outrage in Atlanta spilled over last night. A police car was burned at a protest that got 3 people arrested.
I'm angry that the cops don't have non-legal ways to deal with things.
This after a Georgia Tech student was killed by police when they say he refused to drop a knife and lunged forward. A murderer supposed to be in prison for life is on the run this morning, along with another convict after they escaped in Mississippi. Sometime Sunday night or early yesterday, officials called James Sanders and Ryan Young armed and dangerous. Fox News, fair and balanced.
66 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies this morning. We've had a few peeks at the sun after very early morning rain showers. 8:02 on AM 560, The Answer. I'm Mike Scott. Governor Rauner, Mayor Emanuel sending a team to Seattle today as they attempt to lure Amazon to Chicago and the state of Illinois. The e-commerce giant planning to build a second headquarters in North America, a proposed $5 billion project. The FBI will not be investigating the death of a Chicago woman whose body was found earlier this month in a hotel freezer in Rosemont. Rosemont Police Chief Donald Stevens says the probe into Kanika Jenkins' death remains in their hands. 5 Wheaton College football players are facing felony charges following a violent hazing incident last year. It happened in March of 2016. No one hurt after a student poured gasoline on himself at Geneva High School. School officials say the incident happened yesterday in the school's cafeteria. The boy was immediately stopped by students and then staff from doing anything further that could harm himself or others. The last black-owned bank in Chicago getting a boost from the city. Chicago Treasurer Kurt Summers announcing yesterday the city has deposited $20 million into Illinois Service Federal Savings and Loan. Southside Bank was founded in 1934. Cubs begin a 2-game series with the Rays. White Sox open a 3-game set with the Astros. And the Blackhawks drop the puck on NHL preseason play tonight in Columbus. The news, a service of Experian. Think data breaches impact only companies? Think again. It could be your data being sold on the dark web. See if you're at risk with a free dark web email scan only from Experian. It costs nothing and could keep your identity yours. Start now for free at Experian.com/scan. 8:04 time for the AM 560 Business Beat from the Fox Business Network, a service of Turnkey.pro. Here's Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, more people were buying auto parts from AutoZone in the summer quarter. The chain says sales increased and the company made more money than expected. Kohl's and Amazon are expanding their partnership. In dozens of stores in the Los Angeles and Chicago area, you can return Amazon purchases at a Kohl's store. Kohl's will pack and ship Amazon return items for free, and there's even a special parking area near the store entrance. Log on to the Toys R Us site this morning and you won't see any difference, even though the retail chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganization last night. Toys R Us plans to keep most of its stores open during its restructuring to deal with debt that dates back to its purchase by private equity firms in 2005. The Dow closed up 63 yesterday to a record. NASDAQ up 6, S&P up 3. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
8:05 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Are you satisfied that your business is being seen effectively online? Call 866-SEEN-360. That's 866-SEEN-360 and discover how you can capture a larger share of traffic, leads, and sales from your online advertising. Call 866-SEEN-360 for a proven system to market your business online that includes unique reporting that tracks and confirms that you're being seen. Call today and talk to a digital expert who can provide your business with a comprehensive strategy. That's 866-SEEN-360.
The same banking team you already know and trust at the Private Bank has come together with one of the strongest banks in North America. And we have a new name. The Private Bank is now CIBC. We share the same focus on building strong client relationships, and we're now backed by a bank with over 150 years of experience in putting clients first. Our name may have changed, but our commitment to helping your business grow is now stronger than ever. Visit us at CIBC.com/US. Member FDIC.
Illinois deserves an honest analysis of the problems facing our state. Avoid the spin from the mainstream media and Springfield insiders by tuning in to Illinois Rising every Sunday at 3 p.m. AM 560's Dan Proft and the Illinois Policy Institute tackle the policy and political issues that matter most and discuss possible solutions. So if you're sick of the status quo, then be sure to listen to Illinois Rising this Sunday at 3 p.m. on AM 560. The Answer.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. If you're in the market to buy a home right now, you know how challenging it is out there. You're competing against cash buyers, so it's critical that you work with a reputable, established mortgage company like Quicken Loans. By getting pre-approved with us, sellers will know that you're serious and ready to close when you make that offer. Here's one more way to get the home you want. You could buy a $150,000 home with as little as $1,500 down with our 1% down payment option. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.52%. For 7 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation for customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the 4th year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
8:07. Let's check the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Thanks, Mike. The Edens inbound is 33 minutes from Lake Cook Junction. Outbound 29. The Kennedy inbound an hour and 14 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 50 minutes from Montrose. 33 in the Express. Outbound 46 minutes to Montrose. An hour to O'Hare. There's a right lane blocked at Addison due to an earlier crash. Inbound Eisenhower. An hour and 9 minutes. Thorndale to the post office. An hour Make that an hour and 12 minutes. It's an hour from Mannheim outbound, an hour and 7 minutes to Thorndale. Stevenson, an hour and 5 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 38 minutes. Ryan, 29 minutes, 95th to downtown. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, heavy. Bryn Mawr to Fullerton, northbound 31st to Jackson and Foster to Hollywood. Tri-state delays. Southbound very slow, 21 to Everett. Northbound 127th to 31st and Roosevelt up to the Adams Tollway. But Adams Tollway, slow Roselle to 53 and lead to the Tri-State. Reagan Tollway, 25 to Winfield and 22nd of the Tri-State. Veterans Memorial from I-55 most of the way to 290. Southbound 53 has delays starting at Dundee, and westbound 80-94 stop and go I-65 decline. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
A shower or a thunderstorm in a few spots in the morning. Otherwise, a warm day today with intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 79. Tonight, mostly cloudy and warm, low 64. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 67 at O'Hare, 67 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Money Hour radio show, Saturday afternoons at 3 on AM 560, The Answer. Brought to you by Pearshell Financial Group.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Some good news to report with respect to Illinois, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
We got a raise last year.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. The per capita taxpayer burden in Illinois increased 11% in the past year.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
We got a raise. The Truth in Accounting, a nonprofit nonprofit organization that looks at the numbers. I'm on the board of Truth in Accounting, so
of course
factor
you are.
that in, disclose in the interest of full disclosure.
What aren't you on?
So Truth in Accounting does analysis of government accounting and the lack of government accounting, which is most often the case. They issue important reports to give you some context and ways to measure where your state is and what you as a individual or a family in a particular state are facing. So they've released their annual Sinkhole State Report. And there's the Sinkhole States, and then there's the Sunshine States. Which do you think Illinois is?
We go with Sinkhole State.
Well, for more...
We better be number one.
I don't want to spoil it. I'll let Truth in Accounting founder Sheila Weinberg tell us. Sheila, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, Dan. Yeah, Illinois. The other quote good news is that we moved ahead of Connecticut. We moved behind Connecticut. So now we're instead of being the third worst state, now we're actually now the second worst state.
We're coming for you, New Jersey. And when you say worst state, you're looking at the total taxpayer burden per capita.
Yeah, we're looking at, we're taking all the assets on the audited financial statements, taking their bills that they're including on there. We're adding any off-balance sheet bills that they didn't include on there. And, we aren't including the bridges and roads because we don't think you should be selling those even to pay your current bills. And we're coming up with the money needed to pay bills, which we've come up with is $210 billion. Those are bills that should have been, when they said that they balanced the budget in the past, these bills should have been included in those balanced budgets, and they weren't. So they really weren't balancing the budget. You divide that by the number of taxpayers in the state, and you come up with that each taxpayer, to get the state back onto a footing, would have to send $50,400 down to Springfield. Another way to look at it these are taxes that taxpayers are going to have to be burdened with paying in the future. They're going to pay $50,400, and they're not going to receive any government services or benefits for those taxes. Taxpayers did.
Can I pay up front and then be absolved from taxes for the rest of my days here?
Yes, and it's just not a numbers game. It's a public accountability game because citizens and voters in Illinois in the past went to the voting booth assuming that the elected officials were telling the truth, that the budgets were balanced. Therefore, the citizens thought everything were fine.
Oh, yeah.
And when maybe somebody voted for somebody, they said, well, they're keeping our house in order. I'll go ahead and vote for them. And would they have changed their vote if they knew that their government was going tens of billions of dollars in debt every year?
So, Sheila, of the $210.4 billion in debt, how much is unfunded pensions? Like, what's the breakdown of that $210 billion?
$138 billion of it is pensions, and $44 billion of it is unfunded retiree health care debt. A lot of people focus on these pensions, which they should, but they are, the good thing about pensions is they are putting some money aside to pay for those. The retiree health care debt, they have promised those to retirees and haven't put hardly any money aside to pay those.
Here, I want to go back to that $50,400 number because that's the per capita check, and you at Truth in Accounting put that in context that I can understand. This is very helpful. You translate that into the number of Coach handbags and pairs of Jimmy Choos that I could buy.
Oh, yeah.
If I didn't have to pay $50,400, so I could buy 127 Coach handbags.
Yep, with your $50,400 or 84 pairs of Jimmy Choos, if you didn't have to pay that. Now,
Boy, that really brings it
Dan,
home.
who are more concerned about food, we calculated that you could buy 16,310 Chicago hot dogs for that $50,400.
Well, yeah, I got to find the right balance between hot dogs and pairs of Jimmy Choo shoes.
No Jimmy Choo shoes.
You don't have any Jimmy Choo shoes?
Do you think do I look like the type of person who had Jimmy Choo shoes? What do you call them?
You don't know who Jimmy Choo is?
No. And why do you know who Jimmy Choo is?
Because I am of the fashion
Google
world.
Jimmy Choo.
Yes,
Jimmy Choo.
Sheila, please explain to Amy so I don't have to again as cosmopolitan fashion plates that we are.
Oh, Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy Choo.
Those are so expensive. $595.
That's why you can only buy 84 pairs with $50,000.
The Nova Glitters are $695.
Yeah. See, now all of a sudden we've got some interest in math and accounting, Sheila. It's very good.
Also, think of people who can't afford Jimmy Choos, and they're just trying to scrape by every year, and they're paying additional taxes for no government services or benefits. Those were consumed by prior taxpayers, and it's just an unfair situation of pushing taxes onto future taxpayers. And again, not the people, the elected officials telling the public that everything is balanced. They theoretically balanced the last budget.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, you have to be willfully blind in Illinois to believe that budgets are balanced and you're not being spent and borrowed into oblivion. And the thing that strikes me about the numbers, looking at the bottom 5 states from the Truth in Accounting report, is the drop-off. You have New Jersey at $67,200 per capita. Illinois, as we said, $50,400. Connecticut right behind is $49,500, and then it drops to Kentucky at $39,000 and Massachusetts at $32,000. I mean, you once you get out of the bottom 5, you're basically seeing 95% of the states that have a per capita tax burden at less than half of Illinois. I mean, it's a precipitous drop.
Yeah, but again, no states except for Vermont should really have a taxpayer burden at all because they all theoretically have balanced their budgets. And the way the states, and the reason that they do this is that the states use cash basis accounting, which is so flawed that the IRS doesn't allow a corporation that makes more than $5 million to do their books in this manner because it's misleading and doesn't report your true expenses and your revenue. Yet states that make billions of dollars of tax revenue still use this antiquated accounting system to hide the true cost of government.
Well, and the other problem this is part of the problem too, in my observation, is, the $50,400. Well, you're not making me write that check tomorrow, so it's a slow bleed over a long period of time, and it's the old story about boiling the frog, right?
Yeah, and we gave the Truth in Accounting Award to Utah, who's actually ahead of the game by $4,600, and I gave that to their budget director, and I asked her, I said, what is your state doing correctly that, places like Illinois are doing so poorly? And her comment was, well, we do something really strange. We only promise and provide services and benefits of what we can afford, which seems to be a totally unusual concept, weird foreign concept here in Illinois, in our sinkhole state.
That must have something to do with the Mormon religion or something. I've never heard of that. That's crazy. Did you hear this? The zealotry in Utah, but paying for the things that only providing the things they can pay for. That's silliness.
The nice thing about Illinois is that we can sort of point to it of like, well, what will, people used to ask us, what will happen if, in relation to these numbers and these states not really balancing their budgets, and we're experiencing that in Illinois and also in New Jersey. So it's just getting, as you say, it's not getting better. It's getting worse. Illinois last year, as you mentioned, had a lot less. It was only 45,500 back in 2009. Back into the good old days,
sure,
it was only 29,100. So it's getting worse a lot faster, and it's as the last budget negotiations proved, it makes things very messy and very ugly. And people do suffer. Again, it's not just a numbers game. It's where people are suffering because, the government can't provide the services they need, and nonprofits and the people who need those services are hurting.
Yeah, well, death spirals tend to increase in pace if you don't try and right the plane, at least until you crash into terra firma, and that seems to be where we're heading.
And we would urge the governor, let's be, again, as you said, in decades past, people didn't know that they weren't really a balance in the budget, but now it's very obvious. But let's give the public, when we come up with this balanced budget, how far in debt did we go in? How, we're passing this balanced budget to meet some fictitious, poorly worded balanced budget requirement, but how much debt is our audited financial statements going to show when this budget is implemented, and at least give the public knowledge of that, again, so they can, go in with being knowledgeable participants in their government, when they call for higher taxes or they want services cut or people go in to vote, people know, exactly where we stand, not the la-la land that they've been telling us.
That sounds like it's just crazy enough to work. She is Sheila Weinberg, founder of Truth in Accounting. Their Sinkhole State report coming out, truthinaccounting.org is where you can check out that report and all of their material. Sheila, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
If you're missing teeth or even a single tooth, dental implants are a fantastic way to regain your confidence, your smile, your dental health. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You hear a lot of people screaming at you about dental implants. Get it done in a day, or we can treat everybody, or hundreds of thousands of implants. Look, successful implants don't come from an implant factory. What you don't hear talked about is skill, treatment, and installation. These are what make for successful lifelong implants, and that's why you need to see Dr. Norouzi Norouzi at Fox River Periodontics. Dr. Norouzi is the recommended choice of dentists that don't do implants. You need the experience, skill, and honesty that 24 years of dental implants brings.
This is Dr. Norouzi. I personally guarantee your happiness with your implants.
Call Fox River Periodontics, 630-232-7400, 630-232-7400, or just remember, implantsforme.com, implantsforme.com.
After your choice of spouse, where you send your kids to school is the most important decision you make. Don't be like Amy. Send them to a good school. Northridge Preparatory School. Oh. Independent Catholic School.
Hayden and Eli are doing all right. They're
doing all right,
A's.
despite going to a school that traffics in Catholic bigotry.
It's much more.
It's not just the Catholic bigotry. Yeah.
They don't traffic in Catholic bigotry.
Okay.
Separation of school and state.
Yes.
Okay. Continue with your
James.
fantastic award-winning live read. Go.
James Blaine Catholic School bigot. Or Catholic bigot, I should say. Northridge Preparatory School, the opposite, an independent Catholic school for boys in grades 6 through 12. No brainwashing that's prevalent elsewhere. Northridge Prep instills the traditional values that you hold as parents. Northridge Prep is all boys with an all-male faculty. They celebrate your son's natural enthusiasm. It's a good place to be a boy. I'm impressed by the men who teach there, as I visited and met with the headmaster and the admissions director. They're great role models who get to the hearts of their students. Their demanding liberal arts curriculum produces well-rounded men with the ability to think for themselves. Northridge Prep grads go on to the best universities, including the Ivy League, have top athletics and arts programs, and are ranked the #1 best all-boys school in Illinois and a top 100 high school in America, according to U.S. News. I strongly encourage you to attend Northridge Prep's open house. That's on October 22nd. To learn more about that October 22nd open house, visit northridgeprep.org. That's northridgeprep.org.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code CHICAGO.
Gentlemen, when it comes to your health, do you know your numbers? You may know your blood pressure and cholesterol, but do you know your testosterone and prostate numbers? I know my numbers. Low T made it easy. You walk in, take a simple blood test, and with the convenience of their on-site lab, I was able to get my results in minutes. And in honor of Prostate Health Month, Low T Center is offering a $50 testosterone and prostate level test in September. So, gentlemen, if you don't know your numbers, haven't met your deductible, or don't have insurance, you should take advantage of this limited time offer. I know at Low T Center they will take great care of you. Plus, it's quick, easy, and you'll get your results in about 20 minutes. Do yourself a favor and call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Prof sent you. That's me. Again, the number, 312-239-3427. 312-239-3427. And in honor of Prostate Health Month, Low T Center is offering a $50 testosterone and prostate level test in September. Call now or visit them online at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text MONEY15 to 99,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals guide. Text MONEY15 to 99,000. That's money 15 to 99,000.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm 75 years old, and I don't eat enough vegetables or fruit. And this is a great thing to do. And it seems that I have more energy. It seems that I take that, and I take a lot of blood pressure pills and what do you call it, cholesterol. But my doctor tells me, he said, no, you might cut the dosage down on your pills because what are you taking? I said, Balance of Nature. He said he didn't know what it was, so I told him, I said it's fruits and vegetables condensed into little pill form. He goes, well, whatever it is, it's doing you a lot of good.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Whether you like it or not, winter is right around the corner. As the leaves start to turn, you may be wondering if the vehicle you depend on every day to take the kids to school, run errands, and get to work is prepared to handle another Chicagoland winter. Don't worry, Joe Cotton Ford has you covered during their Ford SUV sales event. Now through September 30th, you'll save thousands when you select from hundreds of in-stock new Ford SUVs and crossovers. As one of the highest repeat customer dealerships in Chicagoland, the team at Joe Cotton Ford has been working with generations of Ford buyers and their families. They'll offer you a different car buying experience. In fact, your satisfaction is their top priority. And remember, Joe Cotton Ford is open in both sales and service. They service all vehicles, even on Saturday. It's easy. Schedule your service appointment now at joecottonford.com. Get to Joe Cotton Ford today and drive home your new Ford car, truck, or SUV. Gary and North Avenue and Carroll Stream, or at joecottonford.com. That's joecottonford.com.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text money 15 to 99,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals guide. Text money 15 to 99,000. That's money 15 to 99,000.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, the party continues.
All right, talking about.
I'm sorry. Okay, what's coming up next on Chicago's Morning Answer?
I don't know. A mental health break for you? Some medication being applied? Coming up, we rethink race and get a response to Ta-Nehisi Coates from DePaul philosophy professor Jason Hill. That's at 8:38.
And an update on our tent city. Things are changing. We'll tell you about it, but first into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
68 degrees. We have cloudy skies right now. We've had some welcome rain showers today across the entire state. President Trump speaks to the UN General Assembly for the first time today. He's expected to focus on North Korea, Iran, and the countries that enable them. Hurricane Maria, an extremely dangerous Category 5 storm, threatening the islands in the Caribbean this morning, including Puerto Rico and other islands devastated already by Hurricane Irma earlier this month. Kentucky Republican Rand Paul is not impressed with the latest Obamacare fix in Washington, D.C. Senator Paul yesterday saying the latest proposal doesn't fix what's wrong with Obamacare and the nation's health insurance system. Protests in St. Louis are not over, but no violence following the latest demonstrations overnight. Governor Rauner hedging his bets when it comes to luring the new Amazon headquarters. Part of Mayor Emanuel's team going to Seattle today as they attempt to lure Amazon to Chicago, but also part of the St. Louis team that could strongly benefit Southern Illinois and the Metro East. The FBI will not be investigating the death of a Chicago woman whose body was found earlier this month in a hotel freezer in Rosemont. 5 Wheaton College football players are facing felony charges following a violent hazing incident last year in March of 2016. The last black-owned bank in the city of Chicago getting a boost from the city as City Treasurer Kurt Summers announcing that the city has deposited $20 million into Illinois Service Federal Savings and Loan. And quite a discovery this morning near the waters off Belgium as regional authorities say an intact German World War I submarine has been found, containing the bodies of 23. The unique discovery has been found on the floor of the North Sea. There's some impact damage to the sub, but it does remain intact. Chicago sports, Cubs begin a 2-game set with the Rays this evening, while the White Sox open a 3-game set with the Astros. The Blackhawks start the NHL preseason tonight in Columbus, and the Lions off to a 2-0 start. They beat the Giants in Monday Night Football 24-10. The news service of Staples. Staples helps your business create color presentations for less. Now get 23% back in Staples rewards on color copies, manuals, and presentations designed to impress. Staples, it's pro time. Offer ends 11/4/17. Exclusions apply. Go to staples.com/20color for more. 8:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, a family tradition since 1897. There's a place where you can get custom metal products. If you manage a commercial kitchen, hotel, condo building, or food-grade manufacturing plant, then no matter the type of metal or size of the project, the skillfully trained fabrication team at Vans Industrial has you covered.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. Custom metal fabrication is the backbone of my company. We fabricate stainless steel countertops, wall coverings, hoods, landscape planter boxes, industrial fan housings, and more. Vans Industrial uses all types of alloys like carbon steel, aluminum, brass, and polished stainless steel. And we have a laser cutting machine. Our laser can customize almost any project. Our team can design, fabricate, and install your project today.
Call 219-931-4881 today for a free inspection of your facility. Interested in what else they do? Visit vansindustrial.com. That's VANS industrial.com. Vans Industrial, customizing for you, the customer.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Jim Durkin, founding partner of the Martech Group, a global market research firm based in Chicago since 1985 and a longtime customer of Signature Bank. When our business moved to our current Loop location, I recall seeing Mick O'Rourke and his 2 business partners, Brian Duncan and Kevin Bastuga, laying the foundation for Signature Bank. When Signature opened its doors in 2006, I was proud to move our accounts there and become a shareholder. Being in the consulting business, the Martech Group has a keen understanding of the value of relationships, trust, and attentiveness. Whether dealing with our U.S. practice or our international operations, Signature Bank is always there when we need them. That's why the Martech Group is proud to have Signature Bank as a valued business partner.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. Learn more about turning your business vision into reality. Visit signature-bank.com. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
8:36 and a check of your morning commute in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. On the Kennedy inbound delay started central. It is an hour and 6 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 46 minutes from Montrose, 36 on the express. Outbound an hour to the airport. Edens, 22 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 35. The Eisenhower, an hour and 12 minutes. Thorndale to the post office, outbound 54 minutes. Stevenson from 355 to Lakeshore Drive, it's an hour and 6 minutes. Outbound 41 minutes. Inbound Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 35 minutes. I-80 to the Birch Bishop Ford, 40. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, jammed. Bryn Mawr to North Avenue. It's 41 minutes. Hollywood to Monroe. Northbound heavy, 31st to Jackson. Tri-State southbound, stop and go, 132 to half day, 22. It's a big delay. Northbound slow, 111th to 31st. And from Roosevelt to the Adams Tollway, also Willow to Lake Cook. The other tollways are also fairly heavy, especially the northbound Veterans Memorial, Westbound 8094, it's slow from I-65 to Klein Avenue. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Still going to have a morning thunderstorm in the area. Otherwise, we'll be warming up in the afternoon. Clouds and sun mixed. High 79, cloudy and warm, low 64 overnight. 68 right now officially at O'Hare. Next news at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Are you sure your business is being seen online? Visit BeingSeen360.com to discover how being seen online can improve traffic, leads, and sales. BeingSeen360.com.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues now. And make sure to stay tuned to catch me, Mike Gallagher, coming up at 9, only on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. And we've mentioned this guy before, Ta-Nehisi Coates. Talked to him before. And he's a very good writer. And he's an interesting thinker. But I think he's got America all wrong. And it's nice that somebody from academia apparently agrees with that assessment. An excellent piece, a must-read piece, an open letter to Ta-Nehisi Coates, who's seen as one of the leading black intellectuals in America at present. He's over at the Atlantic. This is Jason Hill's work. Jason Hill is an immigrant to this country from Jamaica. He's also a philosophy professor at DePaul University. And he joins us now. Professor Hill, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hi, thank you very much for having me.
So one of the things where you respond to Coates is as it pertains to the quote-unquote American dream, which he sees as, frankly, not only a big lie, but also an enemy, as he put it, of all art, courageous thinking, and honest writing. What was your reaction to that aspect of what Coates has previously written?
Well, I just thought he was a liar. I thought that that's the case of the big lie, and I thought that to sort of posit the American dream as a fabricated construct that's used to exploit black people and to state that it's predicated on a specious hope that black people ought to reject was basically abysmal slap in the face of immigrants such as myself who had come to this country and had labored and aspired to the American dream and had taken advantage of all the opportunities of this magnificent country and had embraced the American dream and had realized the American dream because we worked hard and we cultivated the virtues of character that are needed to achieve the American dream. And I thought that this was just a doomsday letter that he was writing to his son, addressed to liberals, far-left liberals in this country who trade in guilt and black victimization. And as I age, few things make me angry, but this book really, really made me angry because it was just a malignment of this magnificent country that I love enormously as an immigrant.
And the celebrated book that you're referencing, just for setting a baseline here, Between the World and Me, is Coates' book.
That's his book. That's right.
Well, Mr. Hill, what's your story of coming to America?
Well, I was 20 years old. I came in 1985. I came with $120 in my pocket with the love of my family and my mom and my grandmother. And I came from Jamaica from a modest middle-class family. But, I still came with only $120 in my pocket. I had to work 3 jobs to put myself through school. I never asked for any governmental aid. I never borrowed money from anyone to put myself through school. I supported myself through college entirely. And it was a very, very difficult struggle. I won a scholarship to do my doctorate at Purdue University and went through an enormous period of struggle to put myself through my undergraduate years. I went to school full-time, and I worked full-time. I worked 45 hours a week, sometimes 4 jobs, and I graduated magna cum laude. And never for one moment thought that the American people owed me anything, because immigration is not a right, it's a privilege. And I thought the only thing I demanded of I had a green card, I wasn't yet an American, but the only thing that I thought of my future compatriots was that they placed no obstructions in my path and just left me free to pursue the American dream. And I fell in love with America the minute I stepped off that plane in 1985 in Atlanta, Georgia, because I knew that I recognized what the meaning of this country was all about, and I recognized that it was an enormously benevolent country that had opened its doors to me and to thousands of other immigrants and said, we give you these opportunities, make the best of them. We can't guarantee you success. That is up to you.
And just going back to your family's history in Jamaica, I mean, you know something about governmental repression as well. You write in this piece, your open letter to Ta-Nehisi Coates, about your grandfather being persecuted as a member of the Jamaican independence movement against the British.
That's right. He was a hardline communist who was a pioneer in the independence movement and was put in a detention center by the British government. And never once did I hear him claim victimization. He was a very, very dignified, elegant man who knew that he wanted independence for his country and could easily have lapsed into the sort of victimization mode and also sort of like casting blame at the imperial British Empire for putting him in the position that he was. But he preached a promise of transcendence and actually worked in tandem with the British government for them to get out of Jamaica, and rather than sort of castigate them and demonize them, he found a way of working with them to achieve independence. And those were lessons that he passed on to me. That when you're sometimes working even with an adversary, you have to find common ground sometimes to do so, strategically speaking.
You also write in your piece now. Fast forwarding to coming to America and now being here for 3 decades, you write, in the 32 years I've lived in this great country, I have never once actively fought racism. What do you mean?
What do I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that I have always adduced myself as evidence of its stupidity. I don't take myself as being an activist in any way. I'm an intellectual activist. I fight racism through the propagation of certain ideas, through advocating individualism, advocating the free market and capitalism, which I think are antidotes to racism, interestingly. And I think that you can burn yourself out on a certain kind of activism and become quite cynical and bitter fighting racism is like fighting lice in a vacuum. What you have to do is achieve excellence in your character. What you have to be is very, very good, sometimes twice as good as everybody else. And you have to prove yourself that you are efficacious, that you are competent, more than competent, and that you prove your worth. And that's the way that I have fought racism. Incidentally, the racism that I have encountered in this country, paradoxically speaking, has come from the liberal progressive strain. I have found that conservatives and so-called people from the right have basically left me alone to do my job and have treated me more like an individual. And it's people really from the very, very far left, or people who think of themselves as progressives, whom I have found some sort of racial resistance from, sometimes in the academy, sometimes just from all walks of life. But that's what I meant by never having really actively fought racism.
Mm-hmm. In the news and in Congress, they're going to go over DACA and see what they can do for the Dreamers. Some 800,000 people who are brought here by their parents. What do you think should happen to them?
Well, my thinking on that is still evolving. I think that, any state has the right to regulate its borders. I came here legally as an immigrant. I had to stand in line for 18 hours in 94-degree weather, petitioning the U.S. government for a green card. I was sponsored by my grandmother, who sponsored my mother, and I came here legally. I think any state has the right to regulate its borders because you can't have an influx of illegal immigrants. They tax the infrastructures of a country, and they compromise the very means that a country has to take care of those immigrants. So I think it is up to each country, whether it's the United States or it's the Netherlands or England, to determine how to deal with an illegal immigration population. I know that this is something that cannot continue indefinitely. we can't have massive influx of illegal immigrants in our country. My heart bleeds for those children who were brought here illegally by their parents. And the compassion streak in me would like to see some sort of platform where some of them at least, a pathway towards citizenship can be made for them. But my thinking on this is evolving because I need to think really carefully about how such a policy could encourage more influx of immigrants, illegal immigrants into a country, which really, really can't continue indefinitely. It compromises the well-being of those immigrants, and it certainly is unfair to Americans to expect them to continue to support illegal immigrants in this country through tax dollars and so on and so forth.
I want to go back to your experience in the academy on campuses. DePaul's not insulated from what's going on college campuses around the country, and this against the backdrop of a new survey of students that was conducted by a Brookings Institution fellow and a UCLA professor finds 1/5 of college undergrads say it's acceptable to use physical force to silence a speaker who makes offensive and hurtful statements. What's been your experience in the academy? Because you're not exactly, from my read of your work and what you're saying here today, this is not exactly campus orthodoxy you hear.
Well, this is something that troubles me profoundly as an advocate of free speech, and I will say that I'm an almost free speech absolutist, and I have gone to great lengths to promote the free speech of speakers who have come on campus who have been quite controversial, even when I find myself personally disagreeing with their comments, like the speaker Milo Yiannopoulos, who came on campus.
Right.
And I was one of the very few faculty members who went against the grain and defended our past president, Father Dennis Holschneider. And I said, look, he was vetted by the Young College Republicans. That vetting process was passed, and I defended his right to speak on campus, although I disagree profoundly with some of the things that are uttered from his mouth. He's a provocateur. He's not a scholar, and he says things that are quite offensive. But I think that free speech is all about challenging and contesting and issuing rejoinders to those ideas that you find offensive. So I'm very, very worried that, in the late 60s and early, the free speech was the baby of the far left, and now it's the right that's turned up as being the defender of free speech, and the left has sort of given this fight up. It bothers me very much because I think this is precisely how we fall into fascism and into a kind of Stalinist totalitarianism where we control the ideas and the mindset of people with whom we disagree. And we assume a kind of infallibility on our part to assume that I know that what you are saying is wrong. Well, the only way we can prove that your ideas are false or nefarious is to have an open debate and an open forum in which these ideas are contested, and the best arguments usually win out. So this worries me quite deeply, that what I see happening on college campuses, where this issue of what's being coined as hate speech is used as a ruse to prevent authentic free speech.
All right. Well, I'd like to audit your philosophy class at DePaul. Can I just show up and sit in? The piece in Commentary Magazine, Open Letter to Ta-Nehisi Coates, the author. We're speaking with Jason Hill, philosophy professor at DePaul. Professor Hill, pleasure to speak with you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
And he joined us on our Turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
A storm is on the horizon, and you need to keep the lights on no matter what. Your business relies on the power being on 24/7. It's the lifeblood of your data and computer systems. Weather-related outages from the power company are not acceptable. Your need for a source of power that's reliable 24/7, along with round-the-clock service that can dispatch technicians to your site immediately, is mission critical. Your business needs Charles Equipment Energy Systems on speed dial. These are the big boys, not residential or solar, but reliable industrial generators for emergency backup or events. When you need more than a 100-foot extension cord plugged into a small engine generator, call Charles Equipment Energy Systems. They keep the lights on with rental generators for job sites or power outages. The storm season is here. Plan ahead. Call now to prepare generators for sudden damage and potential power outages. Call 630-834-6000. That's 630-834-6000 or charlesequipment.com. charlesequipment.com.
Hey, how would you like to have insurance for your computer network? Something to protect your hardware and software, and more importantly, give you peace of mind. Well, guess what? Using Turnkey IT for installation and support is like having insurance for your computer network. For one affordable monthly payment, your company gets a full team of certified technicians. They're there working in the background to ensure your systems are up and running. They'll help you over the phone and make house calls to your workplace. It also includes Office 365 hosting, advanced network protection, cloud backup, disaster recovery, and unlimited remote and on-site support. Yes, 365 days a year. So find out what Turnkey IT can do for your company. It's easy. Visit locally owned and operated turnkey.pro. That's turnkey.pro.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I had some ulcer issues on my leg that I had from Vietnam. It would erupt on occasion of periods of stress. When I was taking juices, these ulcers had disappeared, but I was not able to get good quality fruits and vegetables to make good juices. And, these ulcers came back. But since I've been taking the fruit and the veggie capsules, these ulcers again have subsided.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Depression. You need to make it go away. Cure or remission is here. The revolutionary treatment of TMS.
800-604-0208.
TMS therapy is drug-free and non-invasive. Here's how it works. There are areas of the brain that control mood. If you suffer from depression, research has found these areas to be underactive. TMS therapy uses safe, small magnetic fields, similar to those used in an MRI. They stimulate and activate these mood centers, causing long-term, medication-free relief. HBR centers in Chicagoland and Wisconsin offer TMS. End the frustration with life and relationships.
It's FDA cleared and it is covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Medicare.
Dangerous drugs and other treatments just mask the depression. Cure or remission. Get a free consultation.
800-604-0208.
HPR Centers. Go to endmydepression.com.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text MONEY15 to 99,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals guide. Text MONEY15 to 99,000. That's MONEY15 to 99,000.
Are you satisfied that your business is being seen effectively online? Call 866-SEEN-360. That's 866-SEEN Scene360 and discover how you can capture a larger share of traffic, leads, and sales from your online advertising. Call 866-SCENE360 for a proven system to market your business online that includes unique reporting that tracks and confirms that you're being seen. Call today and talk to a digital expert who can provide your business with a comprehensive strategy. That's 866-SCENE360. 360.
Two strong banking teams have united to help you continue to grow your business with the same dedication and even more opportunities. And we have a new name. The private bank is now CIBC. The same team you know and trust now brings deeper resources, global banking reach, and the power to help your business seize new opportunities. Our name may have changed, but our commitment to your business is now stronger than ever. Visit us at CIBC.com/US. Member FDIC.
You don't want to miss the show about the good life. Certified sommeliers Rob Lehner and James Crooker invite you to relax, grab a glass, and taste along as you explore the wonderful world of wine. Rob and James bring knowledge and passion to the sometimes mysterious subject of wine. Listen every Saturday night at 10 for Wine Time